going on, everybody? It's your boy Doc Holiday. We're back with another HBCU tonight. This is episode 5. If you haven't done it by now, make sure that you like the stream. Make sure you comment, share, most of all, subscribe. Become a member of the hottest HBCU podcast that's out there right now. And let's see who we got in right now. Who we got in the who do we have in store that's in the chat right now? Let me know what your name, where you from, what school you claim. Let us know where you from and what school you claim. What's going on, Dragon 1998? What's good? What's good? How you doing today? I'm glad that you stopped by. See who else we got going on. Let me figure some stuff out. Um, Try to figure something out over here. And I know we are live right now. So basically what I'm doing right now, this is going to be a gonna do this as subscribers only. We're gonna do this as subscribers only. Let's see what we got going on. Let's see who we got up in here. Who else we got up in here? That's all right. That's all right though. You good with me, man. You are good with me. We get to 30 subscribers, get to 30 viewers in here. We're gonna start this show off right. Get 30 viewers in here, we're gonna start it off right. Let me see what we got going on. See. See what we got going on. Trying to make this subscribers only, y'all. So y'all y'all bear with me on here. We got Uncle Steve. Uncle Steve, what's going on? Always checking in, fam. You, Dr. Singleton. In fact, I'm gonna go ahead and put my link to the chat. I think Mr. Ford should be on right now. Contrarian, always all corn. You see how I said that right? Always all corn. You in the house, you know what I'm saying? I represent my cousin, Damian Ford, Alcorn QB back in the day. I'm repping with him. Adrian Crook, as always, Southern University. As always, let me see what we can do. Trying to figure some things out right here. Trying to see we get some things out right here. But I hope everybody had a good day today. Uh, it's been pretty much decent for me today. So community moderation. Anyway, I know we up in here. You coming in peace today? Modestly, how you doing? How you doing? Southern, Southern is in the house. Southern is in the house. Yeah, you come in peace. All right, now you come in peace. We gonna have a knockout, drag out fight. Gonna be looking like that boy Ryan Garcia taking that kidney shot. See who else we got up in here tonight. Who else do we have in here tonight? Let's see. Anyway, trying to see what else we got going on. Trying to see what else we got. What I got up in here. We got up in here. All right, now. You, please come in peace. Come in peace, man. Y'all know I don't really do too many 6 o'clock shows because I'm always either 7 or 8. Damian Shields, how many HBCU players going to get drafted in the first 2 days? That is a good question. That is a good question. So let me get this banner up to right now. Y'all know this is HBCU tonight, and it has been brought to you by WeWorkForEverything.com. And we're about to go to a commercial break for right now until we get started. HBCU OverDrive is proudly sponsored by WeWorkForEverything.org. At WeWorkForEverything.org, this is for those who are trying to build for a dream. With their latest hoodies, t-shirts, long sleeve shirts, and accessories and more, you can have it all here at a reasonable price. Black owned and operated out of the great state of New York. Like I said, get suited and booted. Check it out at WeWorkForEverything.org. Peace. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Like I said, that's sponsorship right there. Got a little sponsorship going on. We work at for everything.org. Like I said, you can take look at everything, see what they have. Um, help this brother out. Like I said, black on New York. So first of all, let's get into it tonight. Let's get into this tonight. And if Mr. Ford is in right now, hopefully he'll see this and he can jump on. Give give us his analysis and his 2 cents about what all is transpiring in the world of HBCUs, y'all. Um, first thing first, we got a lot to talk about. Um, we got a lot to talk about. We got a lot to talk about, y'all. So first things first, I want to talk about the I want to say the issue, the situation, because it ain't a situation. This is pretty much what's going on. Um, what everybody has been kind of talking about the last day or two. And I'm trying to pick up this clip. Here you go. Here we go. Got 27 in here. Yes, we're gonna have a discussion, Adrian. We're gonna have a discussion. So share this screen right here. And I have to go on my girl Yard Talk.
Primetime sold out the damn place. 45,000 people.
Hold on. Let's start.
Last year, they had a problem with this spring football game getting 2,500 people to show up. This weekend, Primetime sold out the damn place. 45,000 people showed up. We got people hating on him all the time. Oh, he should have stayed at the HBCU longer. He shouldn't have used them to catapult his career and all of this other stuff they chirping about. Shut the hell up. When he was at Jackson State, he did his job. He won football games, brought attention to his program, and never hesitated to bring attention to HBCUs and the needs that they had in order to elevate the profiles of historically Black colleges and universities across this country. Imagine what opportunities that potentially will open up for African-American coaches coaching at HBCUs now. Because if primetime goes and all of a sudden he puts Colorado in a national championship picture, what about the next great HBCU coach? He's opening up the doors of opportunities for future African Americans who want to coach on the highest levels. Think about the big picture. There isn't a Black person alive that should not be rooting for primetime Deion Sanders to succeed. Because whether it's his intent or not, it will open up doors for all of us. Do you understand that Georgia, the Georgia Bulldogs, are the reigning defending national champions? Colorado was 1-11 last year. And Colorado, because of primetime Deion Sanders, was on ESPN, and Georgia was on ESPN too. I don't see too many brothers doing Aflac commercials with Nick Saban.
All right. First of all, I want to get people's opinion on this, man. I want to get folks' opinions on this. Hey, Miss Whitley, you call it what you want to call it. Call it what you want to call it. I'm gonna say it just like this. When it comes down to what he said, Sister Key, how you doing today? When it comes down to what Stephen A. said, first of all, you got to understand this. Stephen A., you went to Winston-Salem State University. You went to Winston-Salem State. All right? That is an HBCU. You were in the likes around Big John McClendon, you know what I'm saying, hell of a basketball coach in the HBCU ranks back then. How is it that you can shit on us knowing where you came from? And I'm just putting it just like that. How can you shit on us knowing where you came from, knowing the circumstances that you came from, that the circumstances that you had to deal with, and say just the asinine things that you just said? First of all, we're gonna play it again because I want for everybody in the back to hear what he just said and kind of give me your 2 cents about what was going on.
Last year, they had a problem with this spring football game getting 2,500 people to show up. This weekend, primetime sold out the damn place. 45,000 people showed up. We got people hating on him all the time. Oh, he should have stayed at the HBCU longer. He shouldn't have used them to catapult his career and all of this other stuff they chirping about. Shut the hell up. When he was at Jackson State, he did his job. He won football games, brought attention to his program, and never hesitated to bring attention to HBCUs and the needs that they had in order to elevate the profiles of historically Black colleges and universities across this country. Imagine what opportunities that potentially will open up for African-American coaches coaching at HBCUs now. Because if primetime goes and all of a sudden he puts Colorado in a national championship picture, what about the next great HBCU coach? He's opening up the doors of opportunities for future African Americans who want to coach on the highest levels. Think about the big picture. There isn't a Black person alive that should not be rooting for primetime Deion Sanders to succeed. Because whether it's his intent or not, it will open up doors for all of us. Do you understand that Georgia, the Georgia Bulldogs, are the reigning defending national champions? Colorado was 1-11 last year. And Colorado, because of primetime Deion Sanders, was on ESPN, and Georgia was on ESPN too. I don't see too many brothers doing Aflac commercials with Nick Saban.
So I just had to put that out there, y'all. I just had to put that out there. What we just heard what to me. I'm gonna just be honest with you. What we just heard right there, he shitted on us. This man purely, purely took a dump on us. Purely took a dump on us. To say that to say that what Prime did, we should be rooting for him to succeed. Um, I root for everybody to succeed, no matter what you do, no matter where you're at. I root for everybody to succeed. What I'm not going to root for, what I'm not going to root for is somebody who deliberately was crying and pleading. Because I'm gonna say it just like this, y'all. Deliberately crying and pleading his case to become a college football head coach. Um, let me see what you can say, Javon. I don't care about nothing about that dude where he got all smoke for Kyrie, but quiet as a mouse when his puppet master Dana White was slapping up his wife on camera. That's a good take right there, sir. Modest, let me see what you got, Modest. I guess I have a question. How does coaching at high levels help our HBCUs? It does not. To me, it feel like it does not help our HBCUs coaching at a high level. You're coaching at a high level. You're not coaching at a HBCU. Let's get this straight. Let's realize this. Colorado, University of Colorado, y'all, has had two African, well, three, if you include Deion, but two other African Americans that did not succeed at that university right there. One was Mel Tucker. Mel Tucker went 5-7 in his only season at Colorado. 2019. He left to go to Michigan State. And when he went to Michigan State, he took his team. I had to think was it a New Year's Six bowl? It had to be one of those New Year's Six bowl games. But eventually the man had ended up getting the bag. He got a 10-year, $95 million contract from Michigan State with a hefty ass buyout clause. Good for him. Good for him. Second dude on the list is Carl Dorrell, which is his second job in the Pac-12. His first job was UCLA. He couldn't do nothing at UCLA. He couldn't elevate that program to where it was supposed to be. He was getting railroaded and destroyed by the likes of USC, Oregon State, hell, even Stanford and Cal Berkeley were beating UCLA went during his tenure. He goes against another head coaching position at the University of Colorado. Didn't do jack squat there. Team went 1-11. They were so bad. The only game that they won was against Cal Berkeley. And Cal Berkeley was not that great either. So you had two bad teams going up against each other. Two bad coaches going up against each other. Guess who got fired in the middle of October? Carl Dorrell. Carl Dorrell is mainly a glorified position coach. Hell of a wide receiver coach. I'm gonna give everybody that hell of a wide receiver coach. But if you didn't take the time out and look at his resume as far as being a head coach, as far as leading young men on the field and off the field, he was not great at it. He wasn't. He wasn't. They treated Colorado, the kids that he recruited, treated Colorado like it was a damn ski resort. They treated Colorado like it was a ski resort. And you're right. He's all about Joshua Brown. He's all about clicks, clickbait. The man even said on what was that? The Pivot podcast. When he wakes up and gets out of bed and wakes up, he's thinking about ways of trying to make money for his boss, ESPN. So didn't say living on the playing field. He wants us to start envisioning ourselves like a P5 school. Then did the complete opposite. Stephen Hayes has no idea what he is saying. It's contradictory. It is contradictory. He's contradicting himself. Prime wanted to elevate HBCUs. No, just say it like this. Prime, you wanted to elevate yourself. No other university wanted to give you a chance, but little old Jackson State did. I will give you this. I keep telling everybody, I thank him for those 3 years he was there, the 2 SWAC championships he was there, the 2 Celebration Bowl appearances during his tenure, even though he couldn't get it done either one. And bringing the spotlight back onto Jackson State. HBCUs, nah, not all the way through. Just to Jackson State. And like Kanye West, when he got his money right, he let you ask for a white girl. Is that a good comparison right there, y'all? Is that a great comparison right there? He got his money right, in which he really didn't need to get his money right, but he left our ass for a white girl. Riverfront. I'm sorry to say this, but you see the skin color? Do you see my skin color? Do you see my skin color? Everybody in my chat, everybody that subscribed to me, it don't matter what color they are. But you trying to tell me, you're trying to tell me I have such a disdain because I hate blacks. The fuck that supposed to mean right there? Excuse my language, y'all. What is that supposed to mean? I have a hatred of myself. I have a hatred of my skin color. Come on, man. He got real jokes. He got some jokes. Come on now. That makes no sense. Yes, she's here at home. Thank you. How you doing, mama? Dude, I'm not saying stay in Jackson forever. Ain't nobody telling him to stay in Jackson forever. This is nothing about him staying in Jackson forever. But when you leave your ass, when you left your ass for a white girl, don't go in there and shit on us, talking about this, that, and the third. Then you got your doofus daughter talking about killings on the campus every month. Come on now. But you had your hand in the cookie jar when it came down to those parties and everything else. Like my boy G say, get off the boo boo. There's a lot of people still on their first job. You just don't know. You just don't know. You just don't know. He left. He said he left for greener pastures. Man, look. Now he said also in that clip, Stephen A. said it was last year they tried to get people to come to the spring game. 2,500 came in to Folsom Field to watch that joke of a team play, and it was a complete joke. That team was a complete joke. Captain, you is so correct. I'm telling you, I whatever the stuff that he did for the school, did for the football team, and people can regurgitate all this. Well, he gave y'all new practice field. Sorry, people, that was already in the plans. Where he built y'all new football facility. No, sir, no, man, that was already in the plans before he even stepped foot in West Jackson. Come on now, come on, let's let's y'all let's get off the boo boo, man. Let's get out the gas. Get out the gas. And nobody said, and that's another thing too, Javon. You was correct. Nobody said God called me to lead Jack State HBCUs out of the weird. Come on now. Ain't nobody said none of that stuff right there. He put that on himself. He put that on himself. But like I said, Stephen A should know. He should know better. He had to start somewhere. I'm gonna tell you just like this. It's a lot of people, a lot of coaches that started from the ground up. That started from the ground up. He was just one that just jumped in front of everybody in the line and said, "Hey, I'm here." Like for real. He started at Prime Prep. Prime Prep was Prime Prep was a disaster. Even though he took his team and they won championships on a renegade schedule. But other than that, other than that, because I can tell you all the stops he went to. Prime Prep, he co-founded, right? Doomed from the start. It was doomed from the start. Turn around when the school closed down, he went over to Focus, aka Triple A Academy, and try to implement his Prime U, Triple A Prime U. Didn't work out. Guess what? He went up to Trinity Christian Cedar Hill. He was the offensive coordinator. He wasn't even the head coach of the team. The head coach of the team was Andre Hart for for 2 years. Before that, it was Avion Kaysen, ex NFL player, played for the Cowboys, played for the Chargers. Who was in charge of that team? Deion was a glorified offensive coordinator. He built the offense around his son. Everything that he did, he's doing all the way up in coaching. He tried to build it around his son because his son is the meal ticket. His son is the meal ticket. And if you think I'm lying about that, just say you're lying about that, Doc. No, his son was the meal ticket. He knew what he was doing. He get to Jackson State. He already told everybody, look, there ain't no competition. It's competition everywhere on the team, but that QB spot. He told everybody it's competition on everywhere on the team, except for the QB spot. QB spot, that's Shador's. Nobody didn't even think about challenging Shador for him to get better. Even though, yes, I understand. My man, he completed he completed a little bit over 70% of his passes. He pretty much is like second or third all time on the touchdown passes list. Um, very efficient. We seen it. You saw that. You saw that during the spring game this past weekend. You saw that. He's very efficient. I would not take nothing. I would not take nothing away from Shador about his play. I would not take nothing away about Shador about his play. I won't. But I will take this about Coach Deion Sanders when it comes down to situational football. When it comes to call it X's and O's. When it comes down to you as the coach had to take over the game. Because why? He put it in the hands of his assistants. He put it in the hands of his offensive coordinator and defensive coordinator, who was damn good in the SWAC. Guess what? They in Colorado. Your OC from last season is the wide receivers coach at Colorado. Your DC, who has plenty of NFL experience, coaching and playing, is an analyst. And I would say that it will be something different when he leaves. When he leaves, you're gonna see if the man can coach. You're gonna see. Oh, and let's get to this, y'all. Y'all remember all that shit talk from everybody else. Y'all remember all that shit talk from everybody else, y'all. From everybody. Swag, MEAC, shoot, G5, P5 people. Well, he left, man. He took all the good players with him. The players that he took, of course, his son was going to go. Like I said, that's his meal ticket. All right. Other son, I had reservations about Shiloh. I thought he was going to be at Jackson State. I thought he was going to stay at Jackson State. Though he followed up to Colorado. But guess what though? My man gonna have his degree from Jackson State. I bet you that. He followed Colorado. Cameron Silman Craig. That should do his homeboy. Went up to Colorado. Tyler Brown. One of the best offensive linemen that we had in a while. He went up to Colorado. Other than Shador, he's pretty much almost the best player on the team. That size, strength, and athleticism that you cannot teach right there. Who else went up there from Jackson? Tavion Beasley had a good freshman year last season for the Tigers. He jumped in that portal. Also, Who else I'm forgetting? Alejandro Mata, the kicker, the place kicker. He only missed 2 because they were blocked. But you saw what happened when he kicks from further than what he's supposed to kick. It didn't look good. Willie Gaines went back home, didn't do nothing, was in the portal, decides he wanted to go to Colorado. All right. The players that he really wanted to have up there, Travis Hunter, he up there. Travis Hunter is like a adopted son to Deion. He up there. Other than Tyler Brown and Shador, Travis Hunter is as advertised. We know this. We all know this. But let me see some. Let me see. Let me get up on here. Get up on here. I know on 3 is on it with everything. On 3 sports is with everything. They are the best when it comes to seeing who's in the portal, who ain't, who's going here and there. But yeah, y'all remember what we said: the portal giveth and the portal taketh away. The portal giveth and the portal taketh away. The portal gave you a lot of players up there in Boulder, but it sure is a lot of people that's leaving from Boulder too. And one of those players that everybody's bringing up, I'm gonna go ahead and follow them. It's Tavion Beasley. As y'all see, Tavion Beasley is in the portal again. Um, y'all know. Remember, he left in December. He was on that wave that left out of Jackson State and went up to Boulder. Okay, I guess whatever he did or how his play was in the spring game might not been in the best interest for Deion. So guess what? He jumps back into the portal. Do y'all think he'll come back to Jackson? Do y'all think he'll make his way somewhere else? Do you think he will be back in Southern California where he's from? We don't know. We do not know. We do not know. And if you see, there's a lot of kids that's in this portal. All right. Jalen Sammy, D lineman, enters a transfer portal. I'm telling y'all this, y'all. I'm telling y'all this. Since he got there, and understandably so, he did this when he was at Jackson, y'all. He did this when he was at Jackson. They have over almost 35 players since he got there jump into the portal. He would have to literally almost get that same amount and probably add 10 more to make sure that his roster is complete. If you watch that spring game, I watched it. Yes, I watched it. I ain't gonna lie to you. I watched it. I want to see how. First of all, I want to see how Shador did, how he was gonna do. I mean, and Shador is box office. He is who he is. I want to see what Travis was going to do. Travis is box office also. He's he is as advertised. But what about the other? What about the other kids on there? Now, the one kid that really boosted his stock up and jumped in the portal pretty much almost that same night, maybe that Sunday, was Montana Lamonius Craig. The kid had 3 catches for 154 yards and 2 touchdowns. Balled out there on the spring game. Even though, yes, it's spring game, but he did what he had to do and looked out for himself. You don't think teams about to go after this kid? Hell, I'm gonna be honest with you, if I was Jackson State, I'd go after him too. K5 brother, Joshua Wiggins, jumped in the portal over the weekend. You don't think K5 trying to get his brother to Jackson? I would bring him down there too. Jackson State already offered him. Soon as he jumped in the portal, you knew they were gonna offer him. Big Lauderdale, what's good, man? Basically. Thank you. And you're right. You're right. TC has the mindset of James Big Daddy Carson, former legendary head coach at Jackson State. He played under him. Of course, he is not going to let that man come back. Jesse Giant, what's good? How you doing? Thank you. Make sure you subscribe. We a family up in here, y'all. Brother Bakari, as always. Peace and blessings to you, my brother. Miss Quay. How you doing? How you doing? I'm gonna tell y'all about this woman right here. This woman, as soon as I put some stuff out, she is on it, and she be on it. She promotes the channel like crazy. She promotes my channel. She promotes Ken Clark, Jeff Lacey, whoever it is that's talking about Jackson State. It just talking about HBCUs. Period. She promotes it. I give it to you. Look, standing ovation. Brown Sugar, how you doing? As always, do y'all love blue and white? I am doing good. I'm doing good. I can't complain. I cannot complain. But back to it. That portal is brutal, man. And you got you pretty much got a third of your football team in the portal. With Tavion, yeah, he not coming back. So, but he not coming back to Jackson. But what if he comes back to like Southern? What if he goes to Grambling? You never know what's gonna happen. What if he go to Alcorn? What if he go to Valley? It, it's opportunities and possibilities out there. I'm missing. Yes, I would pray for him. Because I feel like he didn't want to leave. I think he didn't want to leave. I think people gave him bad advice, and that's another thing we talked about. Those people giving these kids advice about jumping in that portal. and leaving the school where they came from, I think that's bad advice because you're trying to live your dreams through them and stuff like that. Nah, do do what you do. Do what is best in your. Do what's best for you. Do what's in your heart. Don't follow the trend. That's how I see it. What you got, Jay? I mean, yeah, he said what he said. I'll give that to him. I'll give it to him. He said what he said. He told people jump in the portal. But these kids jump in the portal, they might not have a home, and they stuck there. So if if I'm Jackson State, those coaches, they know what they do. They looking out for everybody. They are they know what they're doing. They know what they need, what their needs are, and what they can offer to these kids. Um, but my thing is do what's best for you. If you feel like you can play somewhere better, you get more playing time, go right ahead. You feel like if you already graduated and you're a grad transfer and you did what you did, but you got that degree from, say, HBCU University, go right ahead. I would wholeheartedly agree with you, Bakari. I got the link in the chat. We can talk about this a little bit more, and then we're gonna move on to greener pastures. And always look, I appreciate you. I appreciate you becoming an exclusive member. Make sure you become an exclusive member. Just hit that join button. Now, I don't know about him reaching the TC and telling him to eat, but shoot, I think the coaching staff, they kind of know what they're getting themselves into. So, um, I it is what it is, man. Got them kids wasting a year following around, think he cares for them the same way they admire him. Mm, that's that's some that's a thought. That's a thought for you. But we're gonna move on to the next phase of the show. We have spent almost an hour talking about what was going on in the portal and with that school up north and what Stephen A said, because I think that was the clown shit that Stephen A had said on there. But uh anyway, first thing, so NFL draft is coming up, is on Thursday, y'all. Got my boy Travis up in here as always. What it do, Trav?
What's good, bro? What's good?
Hey, I'm
Good
chilling,
here, man.
living a life, living a life. So
Hey,
before we jump over to it, what you think about what Stephen A said, and give me your take on it.
um, I really just feel that just shows you when you reach a certain level and you're in a certain circle, reality of others really don't apply to you.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and of course, that's his friend, so he's not gonna say nothing wrong. They probably got relationships
Yep.
with each other, so I think when you reach a certain position, no matter how wrong somebody is, that um they famous or whatever, got a certain level, you're not gonna say nothing wrong about them. I mean, you get him behind closed doors off the camera, I bet you he'll say a mouthful that's totally different than what he said.
Yeah, I feel you. How you doing, Mr. Ford?
Hey, can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Listen, I wanted to acknowledge that we lost a giant today.
Oh, we
Harold
gonna say that.
Belafonte.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, died at 96 years of age. I was a big fan when I was coming up. It was Harry Belafonte, Sidney Poitier, and Bill Cosby.
Mm-hmm.
They were the big three. And yeah, we lost him today. He was a fighter for human rights, for the poor and oppressed in this country and throughout the world. He was trained by another great fighter by the name of Paul Robeson, and also by Dr. W.E.B. Du Bois, who most white scholars wouldn't say it, but they'll tell you in writing that Dr. Du Bois was the greatest scholar that America produced during the 20th century. He was a guy who went to Fisk. From Fisk, he went to Harvard. When he got to Harvard, they did not recognize his bachelor's degree from Fisk, so he had to start over. And he got his bachelor's, his master's, and his PhD at Harvard. From Harvard, he went to the University of Berlin.
Mm-hmm.
And he was considered the hottest property on the academic side as far as being a professor, but there were many jobs handed out to him. But once they found out he was a black man, the jobs were rescinded.
Right.
Except one. That was a job at the University of Pennsylvania. But they stipulated that he could not teach. He could do research, but he could not teach. But I just wanted to acknowledge that Black America lost a giant today in Harry Belafonte.
And that's crazy, because I thought it was a hoax, but then I started reading more and looking into it more, and I was like, yeah, man, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So I got a question for you, Mr. Ford.
Okay.
Have you watched the clip what Stephen A. said about Deion?
Okay, let's always remember this. Jason Whitlock, Stephen A. Smith, Deion Sanders are all in the same boat. They're opportunists. It's all about them. Okay, and they're coons. I really don't think we need to spend a lot of time talking about them, because everybody knows it. Now, that little diatribe that you showed, I've been watching, I've been sitting here doing some other thing that you showed with Stephen A. Smith. You got to remember one thing about Stephen A. Smith. He's not even liked at his alma mater. I've talked to people from Winston-Salem, and I've talked to people from the CIAA. They can't stand him because they know that he's grandstanding.
Right.
And that Jason Whitlock is worse than him. They like two coons who want some attention to be, the highest paid little slave boys. And Deion's right there with them. I don't care what y'all say. And y'all know y'all, and he did this and he did that. Listen, let me just say this to y'all. And I'm not talking to all of you. I'm just talking to y'all, some of y'all with that Deion stuff. This SWAC is over 100 years old. Yep. Deion is 50, I think, 54? How old is he? 55?
55.
Okay, when he was born, that means he was born probably about 67, 68. The SWAC was already great.
Yeah.
And the reason y'all don't know it, because you ain't gonna read nothing and you ain't gonna do no research. Okay? So when it come to them folk right there, to me, just let them talk. I really don't want to talk about no Deion Sanders. I don't want to talk about no Colorado. I'm glad for them. That's where they wanted to be. I'm happy for them. I love the SWAC. That's what I love. And so they gone. I'm glad for them, because guess what? I still love the SWAC. They'll need the SWAC before the SWAC need them. Like I said, he's 54, 55 years old. And the SWAC was started in what, 1920? When was it? 1920. It's over 100 years old. And then, like my student said today about Shadur. Now, Shadur got in the transfer portal and left Jackson State, but then this wide receiver gets in the transfer portal, and then he got all kind of things to say. Don't nobody understand that? See, that kind of hypocrisy.
Yeah, that's you contradicting yourself.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You got in the transfer portal. Now this young man want to get in transfer. He can't get in it without you having something to say.
But here's the thing too. Like I said, he did what he did. The receiver, Montana Craig. That was masterful what he did. He used the spring game to get him some tape, not a slouch as a receiver, and he jumps in the portal, and he already got offers coming in. So it's not like he's, you know what I'm saying? It's not like he did anything wrong because a kid. Am I right, Travis? You a kid. You playing football and basketball. You're gonna take that opportunity. You're gonna take any type of opportunity that you get to make your situation better for you.
Well, why are you
Yeah,
singling him out
I
when they
think
already said it's 28 people in the transfer portal from Colorado?
It's
Last
more than
report we got was 28.
sure, it's more than that. I think it was like 33, 34. What
That's
you
what I'm
say,
saying.
Travis?
I
So
think what he did was
why you do
different
that?
from the other 27 though. Basically, I think Shador response was more like cuz I don't think Shador knew. Like if
He
you
didn't know
watch how
what.
Shador, if you watch how Shador move, he seem a lot like his daddy, but he ain't like his daddy in certain ways. Like Prime seemed
Well,
like
I'm not
well
concerned
we
about him
know
being about his like his
he'll
dad. I'm saying,
he'll
why is it that he could leave Jackson State in the portal, but then you got something to say when this young man goes in the portal? That's
Yeah,
hypocrisy.
I think
I ain't got
hear
nothing to do
me
with
out.
him being like his daddy.
Hear me out. I think he did that because I think he was surprised and shocked by it. Like I don't think he really had a problem with the fact that he did it. I think it was more of
Well, that's the way it sounded.
like for example, let's say I get on Doc's show and I say something real crazy, but I ain't say nothing to Doc. Doc might not have a problem with what I said, but it might like, hey, you couldn't text me before you said it on my show. So I think it took him. I think he was more so like, yo, you couldn't give me no heads up. Like, dang, like you was just smiling in my face earlier. You know, I don't really think he had a problem with it because
That's not the
Shador
way it
is real
sounded. I didn't
nonchalant.
take it like that. He said that he wouldn't be calling him and he wouldn't be speaking to him and all that. But like I said, that's hypocrisy because when you got in the transfer portal and you left Jackson State, nobody had a problem. But now you're gonna have a problem because this young man used the same avenue that you use. That no, no, I don't get that one. See, no, I don't see a justification for that.
I was saying, what's going on, Bakari? How you doing?
What's up? What's up, Doc? What's up, Mr. Ford? And the other in
Hey,
the
how
chat,
you doing?
I'm doing
That's
good, my
Trav.
man.
That's Trav.
Look,
What's
I'm
going
just
on?
I ain't gonna be up here long. But it was this guy in the chat. I'm gonna tell you something, man. The sad thing is when Mr. Ford said he loved the swag, I have people get mad with me when I say I got skin in the game with the HBCUs. My history go deep with HBCUs, especially I'm from Mississippi, especially that they have a problem with that. But when you can sit when Deion, see what people talking about Shadur, right, Mr. Ford? It
Uh,
was a cornerback that transferred right before the spring game. Deion did an interview and called him a quitter. So what did he do? If that guy, if you have the right to leave, that young man had a right to leave. Maybe they ain't quitting. Maybe they call it elevating. You understand what I'm saying? So the
right.
hypocrisy. So Shadur get the nerve to call a player out because his daddy, who's the coach, literally publicly called a player out and called him a quitter. And I know these people think Deion has told all these players to quit. They must be out of their mind if they think Deion told 46 players to leave the program. They are out of their mind. You got to be, because if he told them all, he wouldn't have called one a quitter. He wouldn't have talked about Shadur wouldn't have talked about the receiver. So there go at least two. I can name a couple more, but that's at least two that they didn't tell to quit. Don't nobody want their program, their program to be decimated like this. The season is right around the corner.
Yeah.
I,
You
I
don't even
think I think I think on that, I think half of them he pushed in the portal, and I think the other half he indirectly pushed them in the portal.
see this,
Meaning some of them he probably did because I can give you the guys that hit the portal when he first got there. He did the same thing at Jackson State when he first got there. Like
okay,
his,
I got you.
He
I
did it.
we
got you.
seen
But
the
wait,
video. We
I,
seen the video when he said about the Louis bag. He had the same.
I
It
got
was
you.
a Zoom call. He did the same thing when he got to Jackson State. So I think I think he did push half of them in the portal. Like hey, I don't think this gonna work out. I think it'd be better. And I think the environment, I think the kids got up there, like a lot of them kids
Let
seen
me
Prime
finish,
from
bro.
the outside. When they
Let
got
me.
up there, they seen him every day, and they was like, "Nah, this ain't what I want." And I think that was the other half of them.
Mm-hmm.
See, and I understand that, and people can believe that. That's kind of almost like celebrity worship where we think he did it. So watch this. It's a guy on YouTube. I don't even call their name, the DDRs who do everything. They just bounce around behind Deion. But they were complaining about how the players who went to visit Colorado while they was there was like, I'm not going here. They are trying to convince players to stay. It's not cold all the time here. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think I've ever pulled for a black man to fail, to fall on their face in front of white folk like I am doing Deion because of the way he did Jackson State, because of the way he did HBCU, and because of the way he think he can treat black people. It's time for him to get his Negro wake-up call, and I really don't care. So I won't ever say he pushed nobody out. They left him. They are elevating. That's my take on it.
What's going on, Randy? You up in the Poconos again?
Nah, man. I mean, I'm Edison, man.
Oh, Randy,
What's going on, y'all? What's happening?
good.
What you got for me, bro?
Um, I, I think that kid played Shador. You know what I mean? He was, wearing his merch and all that stuff. And I think that he had a rapport, or he thought that he had a rapport with him, and he played him out. You know what I mean? I think he was gonna leave anyway once he saw all the people that was gonna come.
But
You know
to
what I'm
me,
saying?
but what I'm saying like this, and then we're gonna jump into this draft preview. Well, I'm saying like this. You have to be able to take care of yourself in this day and age. A transfer portal, NIL. You as the student athlete, you're not even a student athlete. You're just an athlete now
Right.
because the NIL did away with being being a student.
Yeah.
What
Man,
what?
they never was students. Like
Yeah, they
them
was never
kids don't
student.
go to Power Five for no education. They honestly pay and help them get grades to where they can get through that. That's just a bonus. Them schools won't. Alabama don't give a damn about you getting no damn culinary arts degree. They want you on the field on Sunday. They can say all what they want to. I'm not gonna say every school, but
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
majority
Right.
of them, the LSU's, the Ohio States, the Alabamas, Florida, them Florida State, them schools right there. As long as you're on that field or court on Sunday, Saturday, that's all that matters. Um, I will say this though. I think it's a like the other gentleman was just saying he pushing for him, bro. You ain't gotta push for him. He pushing himself right on out there in front. And guys like a Stephen A. Smith don't see that. I think and Doc back to that a little bit. I think that what Stephen A. Smith said today, that's someone speaking without the facts. I think if
hmm
guys like that took time to come back down here and go through some of the stuff and look around, I think they'd be like, well, damn, Prime. I mean, all this can't be their fault. Like, it's like Doc say something and I disagree with it. Somebody else say something and I don't disagree with it. Eventually, you're gonna be like, listen, man, all these folks ain't lying about you. So I think that's just an example of somebody opening their mouth and not knowing the details.
right. I
Yeah.
feel you on that.
He even let go a kid that he brung on with him. The cornerback Beasley, I think his name is.
Tavion,
He just hit the portal.
he just hit
Yeah.
the portal.
Yeah.
That was a surprise to me. I seen it on Twitter. Probably like maybe like 20 minutes before I even got onto the show. And
Yeah.
I apologize for folks for me being late. Had some things to do, but for him to hit the portal, what he did his freshman year in Jackson, um, it's to me now that's eye opening. Like, because what is it that Deion is looking for? Because not only did you get this kid from Southern Cal, from the hood, be exact, Bellflower, California, LA, bring him all the way to Jackson first, you played him. You know what I'm saying? He had a good season. Don't get me wrong. He had a good season. He had a couple of interceptions, some tackles and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And then I wouldn't say like a thief in the night because hell, that everybody and their mama knew. If my grandma was still alive, she would have known that you was going to Colorado. That was the worst kept secret that everybody, that was out there.
Right.
You knew you were going to Colorado. Hell, Pete Thamel put it out there that night on that Friday night before the SWAC championship game that you was leaving out to go to Boulder. So, you know what I'm saying? The kid followed you up there. He followed you. A lot of these kids that left Jackson to go to Boulder didn't follow because of they want to play at a P5. They followed you as the coach.
But you know what happened? I think that he's bringing in 20. I think it's 26 guys. And
I'm gonna tell you just like this: he brings 26 guys. He still got to find some way to fill out that roster. Roster is that. Dog, I'm telling you, Randy, that roster is ravaged.
He got 20 people on standby.
He's saying he got 20 people on standby.
5 days left. The portal open.
The portal open.
I think they are ready. I'm telling you.
But here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. People saying it's 28. Somebody say it's 25 people that left. I think it's more than 30.
No.
From the time he got there all the way up to now, I think it's like 33, 35 kids that left out of that program.
Yeah, he's literally trying to reload the roster through the portal. Like literally.
I mean, and take it. He did the same. Y'all remember, Mr. Ford? He did the same thing here in Jackson. After the spring season, we was on Scotty's show. We talked about this the whole time. How he had kids leaving left and right. He told the leading receiver for the spring season, Dalen Baldwin,
"That's true.
We don't need you."
That's true.
Dalen was trying to get. He put him on partial scholarship. Dalen was like, "I think I'm ready for the NFL." He told him, "No, you're not ready for it. But if you graduate, we need this scholarship for somebody else."
But you know what he's doing.
That's how Dalen ended up. That's how Dalen ended up in Michigan.
You know what he's doing too? He's like leaving it up to the position coaches too. It ain't just him.
Oh shoot!
Can we make an argument?
Let me ask you a question, Randy. How do you know that, Randy? How you know that, Randy? How you know that?
Oh,
because I watch.
See, what you're doing is you boy, look, I'm gonna get out here because I don't want to start no debate on your panel. Peace and one love, dog. I'm gonna just listen because man, these celebrity worship. Look it up, man. It's actually a real something called celebrity worship syndrome. And when you hear people sit up here and act like they are in the inside, and they will make 1,000 excuses for somebody because they are a celebrity. Something is wrong, man. Look it up. It's called celebrity worship syndrome.
Okay, I mean,
it's crazy.
That's not what I'm doing, man. I'm just analyzing and I'm forming an opinion. That's all, bro.
Just somebody just said that it's 48. Like 40 plus kids has entered the portal. I got a J27. He's a CU fan. He kind of come reckless, but we have to put him in check sometimes. But he put it out there. He says 29 that came into the program, but 48 has left out. That is not an even number, bro. You got to make sure but what I'm saying is 29 that came in, 48 leaving out. You don't have enough to field the football team. Let alone.
But that's where everything's going, though, Doc. I'm telling you, everything's going in that direction.
Hey, Doc, let me say this right quick before I go.
I think we can make an argument. It's either one, the position coaches aren't picking the right people, or two, the people that they're picking from isn't right. Because
What do you mean, Travis?
Let me give you. Okay, I can give you, and this is the reason I say this. The other P5 schools, I've seen Alabama bring in 25, 30 recruits in pretty much in the off season. Not all of them play, but maybe only 4 or 5 that either transfer, or 2 of them they might just be sitting on the sideline and not playing. But this is the first time I can think of that we've had 20 plus, whether it's 25, 38, 48, whatever the number is.
Mm-hmm.
Hell, 10 plus at a time
It's a lot.
that's alarming. That's the problem. So either their recruiting strategy isn't working for what they're trying to do, the players that they're choosing from isn't working for them.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey, check this out, right? What type of okay? Let's say I'm gonna ride with the celebrity work. Let's say Deion told those players to leave, right? And I'm gonna go back to people was talking about the mega camp, right? Why would people deal with somebody like him at a mega camp? If you don't want this player, think about it like this: he didn't want Travion Beasley. You got him to leave Jackson State to come to Colorado, so you can tell him to leave. Now he's just out there in limbo. He didn't want him. He didn't want a black school to have it. What type of person is that you want to tie your hand to? Why do you want to deal with somebody like that? Because obviously, if he didn't want him, but they can put some bugs in their ear and tell him to leave Jackson State. I don't want this HBCU to have him where I used to be. So look who he's leaving out in the cold again. Black folk. And look who steady riding for him. Black folk. Stop making excuses for that dude.
That's why I say half of it is him telling the players to leave, and the other half of the players are getting there and be like, bro, this is crazy. Like, this is a reality show. I can't even play football. I didn't come here for all this drama. So I think it's half and half of what
And if
you're
you think
seeing.
about it,
And I can tell you this for a fact. Baldwin didn't have a chance to play. Like, he didn't even have a chance to play on a half scholarship. He walked into the office. I won't say the conversation that was had, but Prime ripped up his scholarship. And basically he didn't tell him to leave, but I mean, well, he didn't tell him, word
he
for
didn't tell,
word to leave,
yeah,
but
he didn't tell
he
it
pulled his
directly to
whole
leave.
scholarship. Because Prime works on a year-to-year. Prime operates recruiting-wise on a year-to-year. Who do we see come in the next year? I give you a perfect example. Malachi Widener. He came in, he led the SWAC in touchdowns and receptions. The very next year, what's Prime always say? What are you doing today to better yourself from the day before? We seen Dallas Daniels come in, blow him out the water. Malachi never. I mean, it was some other stuff going on too, but he blew him off the field and never got a chance to see. Prime operates on a year like the NFL do. Anytime somebody new comes in that's playing better than you and you ain't working every day, you gone every year. New. TC, I can tell you for a fact, TC is operating Jackson State on the same. Next year, you'll see a whole new roster come in.
Right.
He's going to update it every single time he gets it. And I'm not supporting Deion at all. I mean, I don't wish no bad on nobody, but what's gonna happen. And they seeing that. You notice a lot of those players that he brought. Hell, one of them he finna go play. Patrick Willis. You see, he didn't go over there. It's a reason why. So I think it's just half and half. Half of them he telling them to leave.
Yeah, if you think,
you know what I think is happening. I'm sorry, go ahead.
But you think about this. You think about this though. Like you said, Willis Patrick. He didn't go to Colorado. He had TCU. Kevin Coleman didn't go up there. Everybody expected that Kevin Coleman to go up there. Nah, he had Louisville. Who else that was supposed to follow him?
Davis at Texas A&M.
Durante Davis said that everybody said that he was gonna go up there. No, he had A&M. Like
now, Doc, listen. Now I'm wondering, right? If those kids that didn't go, are they getting like deals for like?
Of course, I mean, Durante is a grad transfer at A&M, and A&M is going to pay anybody and everybody just to be on their damn team.
Right.
And Kevin Coleman followed suit. I don't think Kevin Coleman followed for the money. I mean, he has NIL deals and everything, but I just feel like he didn't want to be that. He didn't want to be that follower.
Yeah.
To me, he didn't want to follow him up there. He wanted to make his own. He wanted to make moves on his own. That's the reason why I never complained. I didn't complain when he went to Louisville. Like you said, with Shane Hooks. Everybody was saying Shane Hooks was supposed to go to Colorado. No, that man loves Mississippi. He's from the South. He loves Mississippi. Of
Where's
course,
he from?
he's from Florida.
Florida, Orlando.
He's from
Okay.
Orlando, Florida. He loves Mississippi. He loves the South. This is where he's from. He got up there to Oxford in the Grove. I know a lot of people don't like Ole Miss like that, but you go to the Grove, it's a whole different scenario when you go up there.
Bet you he got a bag too.
He might have got a bag. We don't know.
I bet you that.
He might have got a bag, but shoot, he gonna, and plus he gonna play for a actual coach who is offensive minded in Lane Kiffin.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? It's
right.
There's ways to this. Like Willis Patrick is from Grand Prairie, out here in Dallas. He wanted to come back home. Man left. He was at Angelo State, which is in San Angelo, Texas. The man was conference. He was a conference All-American, first team All-American on his team. At the position that he played, he gets to Jackson State, and guess what he did? He ripped it up. It became a conference, a conference. First or second teamer, like. And then people was like, well, he could go up to. No, he wanted to come back home.
Right.
There's always different reasons why these kids do things that they do. Right. Tavion being in the portal, maybe he wants to go back to California and play at UCLA or Southern Cal.
Right.
Or Cal Berkeley, Stanford, whatever school, San Diego State, Fresno State, whatever school that's out there. If he wants to go back to California, he's going back to California.
Yeah. He got some offers too.
I mean, he did get some offers. You got to realize that kid came from St. John Bosco.
Mm-hmm.
That boy tested.
He is tested, battle ready. You don't go to St. John Bosco and be sorry playing against a modern day, a Servite. I forgot what's the other schools out there in that league, that Trinity League.
A lot of them ranked.
A lot of them ranked. Like, come, you do not do no stuff like that.
Yeah, they big.
I think San Bosco. I think I seen the Max Prep on Instagram today. I think they got 25 players drafted in the National Football League.
God,
you have to be a baller to even.
You got to be a dog. You have to be a dog.
Colleges,
man. You know but hey, let's move on. Let's move to the next subject, man. NFL draft preview coming up Thursday is the first round for the NFL draft. Second and third round is on Friday, and then Saturday is the rest of the rounds. Let's see who we got right here. What's going on, Glenn?
Hey, what's up, bro?
What's happening?
I'm calling it. I think we got 3 draft picks, bro.
We talking about we have 3 draft picks?
3.
3?
Easy.
All right. What do you think, Glenn?
Man, I think I caught y'all late. I was gonna let y'all know. My little brother's the one that coming out of Bowling Green, Kentucky. And he might decommit from Colorado. He said the environment and he just couldn't deal with it, you know. So it was a lot more. I mean, he feel free to come over here and any cam up, stuff like that. But I'm gonna get back in the chat, bro, and I get with you like on like you got Instagram and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I let him get with you. You can interview him and stuff like that. And he can.
Hey, I appreciate that.
Most definitely.
All right. You have a good one. Hey, opportunities out there. But opportunities out there. Mr. Ford, who do you think would be the first? Everybody's been asking this question. Who do you think would be the first HBCU player drafted this weekend? In your opinion?
I'll probably go with that linebacker from Jackson State.
Aubrey Miller?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you think, Trav?
I would say Aubrey.
What about you, Randy?
Aubrey.
Aubrey.
Mm-hmm.
So we have consensus of Aubrey Miller being the first actual HBCU player drafted this
And there's
coming
no knock
weekend.
on Dallas, but there's no knock on him at all.
Jackson
But
State player or HBCU?
HBCU. Because I could go, we got other ones out there too. You got Mark Evans from Pine Bluff, who was who tackle guard.
Yeah.
That man could play all three positions on the line.
And he'll be drafted. He'll be drafted.
Drake Sanders from Texas Southern. Same way. The man could play all three positions on the line. You have like I said, you got Aubrey Miller, linebacker. Is he a middle linebacker? Can he be outside? What can you put him as? Where can you place him at?
I think he's more outside. What is he?
More outside?
6 feet? Is he 6 feet?
5'11".
And he about what, 230?
230. Brian, what's going on? I'm gonna send you the link so you can jump in.
Yeah, I think he's going to be a special teams like monster.
Yeah, I can say that.
I
really
do.
Every player needs to play. To get your feet wet, to get yourself out there. You need to be on special teams.
Mm-hmm. But I think he's going to make his mark first on special teams. Because he's a dog. You know what I mean? And strong, work hard. He's a good fit for like a lot of teams.
Ain't nobody said Isaiah.
I was sure finna ask. Do you got a draft board to pop up real quick, Doc?
Man, I don't have a draft board up here, man.
All right, I would say just off the top of my head, I think Aubrey gonna go first. I think Isaiah Land gonna go second.
Mm-hmm.
I think Isaiah Bolden will go third, and I think Dallas Daniels will round it out at fourth. I don't have all the names in front of me to list out the top 10.
All of them getting on camps though. I think.
What do you think, Mr. Ford?
Now, what was that question again?
We all said Aubrey would be the first one, but I don't think we didn't even mention Zay Bolden.
Oh yeah, listen, his stock is rising. Zay, see, the thing about Zay is, and somebody just mentioned it, Zay's gonna be a superstar on special teams before he starts. Because that guy can punt return and he can kickoff return. And then he's a darn good DB. Because with that size he got, you can make him a what they call a
gunner.
The corner that's on the slot. See, he can play the corner, but he can also play the nickel. And then with that size he got, you can even play him at safety.
Yeah.
His stock is way up. The Zay Bolden stock is way up.
What's going on, Brian?
How you doing, my brother?
How you doing, man?
I'm doing
long time, man.
Yeah, I've been back at work at the grind, been grinding it out and getting ready now for, getting all my notes and listening to everybody going on about HBCU. Listen, man, I can't wait. I think Jackson's going to have a phenomenal year this year. But Mr. Ford, how you doing, sir?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing well, sir. Doing well.
All right.
I agree with you, Mr. Ford. Zay Bolden, I think he's going to be like a hybrid.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He can play several positions.
You know what I mean? You can teach many things, but you can't teach speed.
No, that's right.
Nope.
Because he became a superstar Jackson with that punt return and kickoff return, wasn't
he? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he, you know what? And he played very well at corner last year too for them.
Yeah, he did. He looked real good. Now, what is he, about 6'2"?
Yeah, he's legit.
Yeah, man, that guy, man, listen. Yeah. Now, Pete Carroll likes them kind of DBs. He loves those kind of DBs.
That's right. Yep.
Yeah.
Perfect fit.
More and more in the league now, especially in the league now, it's a stereotypical. You're not going to get too many 5'11", 5'10" DBs. You're going to get the 6'1", 6'2" DBs. cover those tall receivers. You know what I mean? And have the ability to the blitz, coming off, being that alternate DB as far as a hybrid. Because it's a passing game now. It's no, guys.
So what can a 5'9" or 5'10" do with that Metcalf guy out there at Seattle?
Well, yeah,
Nothing.
Turn around, what?
Okay.
Nothing.
Get his autograph.
Yeah.
Right.
All back to the coach and stand next to him.
Just the way Zay, I would say it would be the same way you see with Joshua Williams, from last year, cornerback from they came out of Fayetteville State, went to the Chiefs.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you see how he was like rangy, tall, goody man, fluid on the hips. He has some some little like knacks about him, but that's what I saw when I see Isaiah, when I see Zay Bolden.
And he had a lot when they had those bowls. You know what I mean? He had a good bowl too. You know what I mean? He really showed well.
Yeah. So I got this is from the ESPN. This is their ranking. So they got Isaiah Lamb number 1 from FAMU. So 6'3", 226. So he's between 226 to 230, 235. They got him projected as an outside linebacker. They projected him to be a mid to late day 3. So we don't you say 6th, 7th round in that sense right there. If you go 5th, that's somebody. I ain't saying somebody's reach it, but I think they're going off of potential.
Right, now, that's what it is. He's a project.
Yeah.
He's a project.
Yeah,
he's a project.
Now,
because he's light.
Right now,
he's really.
If he gets into a system like the Pittsburgh Steelers, who still run the 3-4 defense, it's a hybrid 3-4 defense, and he can get there and learn how to use his hands, his feet, his quickness, and get stronger. He gets up there with TJ Watt. I think him going there will be a steal in this draft.
Baltimore.
I would like Baltimore
Baltimore
maybe the 49ers.
Too. Yeah, and the 49ers.
Yeah.
Because they're deep, they are still, in a sense, they are still defensive teams.
And you know what? You know who really needs speed rushers is Miami.
I was just finna say that it would be tough if he could stay in Florida. That would be tough.
Yeah,
that would be tough.
So they got number 2.
They had a great defense last year.
Yep. Yeah. Number 2, they got Aubrey Miller, inside linebacker, the height 6 feet. Even though he's 5'11", that's without the shoes on, but he's 6 feet with cleats on. 229 pounds. Projected as a mid to late day 3, so 5, 6, 7. With Aubrey,
Pick on earlier than that.
I think he will go earlier than that.
I just picture him in the 49ers or Steelers.
He reminds me a lot. Mr. Ford, I think you might understand what I'm going with this, of a Mike Singletary. I'm not saying he's Mike Singletary, you know what I mean? The same kind of build, the tenacity, the hard hitting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I see
Mike
that.
Singletary.
Yeah. Well, Singletary had Buddy Ryan, who we thought was one of the greatest defensive minds of the last 50 years.
Oh, yeah.
He reminded me a lot of Bob Wagner from Seattle. A lot. That's what
Bobby Wagner?
Yeah, Bobby Wagner's good boy.
Straight thumper, quick to the ball, hit the hole, and gonna bring that boom every time.
You know who I figured he might else go to? Ain't nobody thought about this. He might go to Detroit.
Oh, that'd be crazy.
You got 2 of D problems?
No.
That'd be crazy.
No.
He might go to Detroit. I won't sleep on Detroit, y'all, because they're trying to build up something, y'all. On the real, Detroit is trying to build something up. They were just on the cusp of making the playoffs this past season. And, And if you get him, even if he plays special teams, but if he plays situational football on situational downs, you get him and James Houston on the same team, that's nasty. And then Aiden Hutchinson is on the other side, who is on the strong end, and James is playing the weak end. Just think about that. Just think about that. Because Detroit is
And one of them,
revamping their
one of them gonna
whole.
require double next year.
Yeah,
They gonna double James next year. I promise you.
yeah.
Last year
Oh
they
yeah,
took it
yeah,
kind of
yeah,
like
yeah.
he just
Yeah,
this year he gonna get some doubles.
especially when your first year, they do one thing, and the second year, so hopefully they, what I mean, continue success. But they got film on you now.
Exactly.
So
And
they
they'll
got
take it more serious.
so ESPN got number 3, Mark Evans the second, offensive lineman, Pine Bluff, height 6'2", weight 293, mid to late day 3. Like I said, this kid, they had him playing left tackle at 290 some pounds, y'all. You that in
Talking about
college
double wide
football, you cannot really play that position, the left tackle position, with that weight. I'm thinking you probably get at least 305, 310. Okay. And most tackles not even standing 6'2". Most tackles are standing by 6'4", 6'5", 6'6".
And up, yeah.
Right. So this is where I'm thinking Mark Evans is going to be at. He could be guard or he
A
could be
guard,
a center.
yeah.
Sanders is 300 pounds now.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Now the teams that I think that he might be able to go to, somebody that needs so much help on the offensive line.
The Atlanta Falcons.
New York Giants.
Yeah. Yeah, Giants need help. Falcons need everything.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, the Texans needs Jesus.
Yeah.
The Texans need Jesus and Muhammad. That's who they need. I would say somebody like the Jets too. You never know.
Yeah.
He can learn from up there.
Well, he'll be back because the Jets got a pretty good offensive line, offensive and defensive line. That's why they make the trade for Rodgers, right? Because he's feel that he's the missing piece.
They got to win immediately.
Yeah.
Yep.
But you need that.
They got a 2-year window.
Right. That's got a 2-year window. That's right.
Green Bay fleeced them on all them picks.
Yeah.
Well, didn't Dallas do that to Minnesota? Y'all did that to somebody.
Oh yeah, we did that to Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Walker.
Yeah, Herschel Walker.
Lord,
the great trade robbery.
But the trade for Rodgers was, if you look at it, they flipped the picks, in the first round.
Yeah, they did.
And anyways, and Green Bay, they needed to do that for the simple reason that they never drafted a wide receiver in all of first round in all of Rodgers' career. So now they're going to draft probably a wide receiver in the first round to help out Love. They're probably going to maybe draft a tight end in the second round. You know what I mean? To help them, because Green Bay was always struggling with a tight end. So they're going to be, obviously every team drafts for need, but they're really going to emphasize the needs to protect Love the same way they didn't draft that, didn't do for Rodgers. But so you look at, so it comes a first round pick, I think, and next year for Green Bay if Rodgers plays 65% of the snaps. So if it becomes a first round pick and Green Bay does half well, you know what I mean? It might not be that high of a pick anyways.
Right.
First round picks, the thing is with football or any sport with drafts, you know what I mean? You're going to have a first round pick that's totally, I don't like saying a bust, that doesn't work out. Because when you get to that level, I don't think you're a bust. It just doesn't work out. You know what I mean? Because you got to be talented to get to that level. So the thing is, look at the players that have accomplished great things and were basically free agents.
Right.
That went on a great. Tom Brady, they say, for instance, the GOAT, 6th round pick, 199 pick overall. So not everybody's going to be a Peyton Manning. So the thing is, I think it worked really well for both teams. I just think it's a phenomenal pick. I don't think they got as fleeced as bad as Houston for Cleveland for
yeah, but yeah,
Deshaun.
I get what you're saying, but it wasn't as bad. But I think that Houston and the biggest fleece was the Cowboys fleecing out Minnesota,
for
like
Herschel
Mr.
Walker.
Ford
Yeah,
said, for Herschel Walker,
yeah.
for one player. That's another one. Number 4, they got Shaquan, aka Shaq Davis.
I think he's going higher. I think he's going higher than day. You know what I mean? He might be a late day 2 pick because that boy can play.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
And realize this though, with Shaq Davis, last season, his the quarterback play for South Carolina State was atrocious.
Trash.
Yeah, it's terrible.
But he still had almost 1,000 yards receiving last year from
Talent.
trash quarterback play, y'all.
Yeah.
And 11
But historically, when South Carolina State sends a kid to the NFL, they make it.
They make
Yeah,
it.
they do very well.
They make it now. That's one of the things about Buddy Pugh. He does that development thing real good.
And this is the thing you can't teach. You can't teach 6'4", 215 pounds, and you can't teach this man that can run a 4.344. You can't teach that.
He ran a 4.3.
Shaq, I think either a four. Now you gonna say 4.3. I say 4.4. Between high 4.4 and 4.5, low 4.5.
Oh yeah.
But like, you still can't teach that though.
And his catch radius.
His catch radius is out of this world.
And what he did to Jackson State in that Celebration Bowl
was criminal.
The whole world saw that.
Yeah. It was criminal, y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you know what a lot of these teams do? What I have noticed is they get these guys and they tuck them away for maybe a year, and they coach them up,
practice squad.
Right, practice squad, and then boom, just to, I don't know, just get their confidence up or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
I feel what you're saying.
Yeah.
They got number 5, Jada Kiss Bonds, wide receiver from Hampton. If you haven't seen
he can play. I saw him. He can play.
6'2", 205, run a 4.4. You can't teach that.
He can play.
Teach that. And you remember they played in the CAA. They was iffy on their QBs. His better season was 2 years ago.
Jed Duffy was his quarterback.
Jed Duffy was his quarterback.
Yeah.
So they got him as a late day 3. So like in the 6th or 7th rounds. Now if he doesn't get on somebody's team, more than likely he's going to be on somebody's practice squad.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
He's gonna be on somebody's practice squad.
The good thing about especially with the HBCU, with the relevance over the last couple of years that that was shown on them. I think these scouts are really doing their due diligence and really looking at these players and not like an afterthought, and that's a great thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's see, we got
talented.
Number 6, we got Kenny Isaac, cornerback from Alabama State, 6'2", 190, late day 3 projection. That's what they got him as. Kenny Isaac on one side of the field, and Adrian Mattis, who was a freshman last season, on the other side, on the other side of the field.
They balled.
Yeah, they were tough. Them guys were good.
They were real tough.
Yeah, they was tough.
Teams that probably need a cornerback.
You always need corners because they're on the island. That means they stay hurt. You can never have enough corners.
Yeah.
Corners, outside linebackers, defensive ends, those people always stay hurt. Yep. They're hot people that are always injured. The easiest way to make the NFL is at corner.
Yep. So if it was me, if I'm Kenny Isaac, I would
corners.
Yeah. Kenny Isaac, I would actually, learn from somebody as far as playing cornerback, because this kid is raw. Also, special teams. Special teams is going to be the reoccurring words that we're going to say right now. special teams, special teams, special teams. You get on special teams, you're gonna play in somebody's game. Let's say, example, Marquise Bell, FAMU, went to my Cowboys as an undrafted free agent. Should have got drafted in the first place.
Yeah.
Should have got drafted, but he was an undrafted free agent, came to the Cowboys. Jerry paid a little bit more money than to keep him in Dallas than from wherever he was gonna go. Somebody had set up for him. Special teams. What you saw, the reason why he got on the reason why he stayed on the team, one, like I said, is special teams. Two, the preseason game that they played against, what was that?
Wasn't it Rams?
No, it was the Chargers. We played
the
preseason game with the Chargers. He was all over that field. All over the field. Like you couldn't stop that boy. But special teams is going to be the primary goal. And you can make that 53-man roster, you gotta have special teams. Now, this is what I will say about what Prime was saying. If you want to stay on somebody's roster, don't swallow your pride. I mean, swallow your pride to say you're gonna play special teams.
Gotta play special teams. That's a
rite of passage. That's how you start up.
Yeah. Got number 7, Darius Hagens, running back, Virginia State. So he's 5'11", 209. So he's like, they got to project it as a late day 3 undrafted free agent. I'm seeing as an undrafted free agent, but like I said, here it goes again. Special teams.
But you know what?
Hey, Doc, they don't mention that kid from Southern. One of them DBs from Southern was really good.
Talking about Corion Harris.
I think he was really good. He was a corner.
I haven't heard anything about him.
But
Emmanuel Wilson, Fort Valley State, special teams play.
Is that the running back?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was tough. I saw him.
Yeah, but the thing with running back, because they're devaluing running backs, you know what I mean? So unfortunately, a lot of these players will be undrafted free agents. In my opinion.
Yeah. Because they definitely devalued running backs.
Yeah.
Kamari Everett, they're coming in number 9. Bethune-Cookman, 6'5", 260.
That's too low. That's too low. Listen, physically, he's already NFL. Right. That's too low for him to be at no number 9. That's too low.
The man had over 1,300 yards and 17 touchdowns.
That's what I'm saying.
In his 2 years at Bethune.
That's too low.
Trash quarterback play both years.
Right.
Coming from Louisville, y'all. Remember, he transferred in from Louisville.
All right.
And listen, I saw him and I saw that Land kid. I'll take him. I'll take him.
The only knock about Kamari is his blocking. Pass catching, we already know. The man he has a catch radius out of this world.
Yeah.
Has the blocking, run blocking has to be better. He has to, you gotta love to do stuff like that, to run block.
Yeah. But a lot of these, well, not a lot of tight ends, but some of the tight ends, that exception for Gronk and Kittle up in San Fran, are great all-around tight ends. But Kelsey's not a blocker in KC. You know what I mean, really?
Was Kelson Winslow a blocker?
Kellen
Winslow, was he a blocker?
A little bit, yeah, a little bit.
Greg McCrary was the blocker, not Kelson.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Kelson, he could block too. He was a hell of a pass catcher.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Number 10, they got Dallas Daniels, 5'10", 175. They got him projected as an undrafted free agent. I think he might get drafted. I don't care what anybody say. The man can run a route. He can run every route on the tree.
That's going to be the kid that maybe, if you don't get him drafted, that's going to be the kid that's going to make the team. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's always one or two of those guys. You know,
can he play special teams? Can he return kicks?
That's going to determine it. He's got to be able to play special teams. Because let me tell you guys, it's a lot of guys like Dallas Daniel in the draft every year. The difference is special teams.
You know what? But Mr. Ford, you know where I can see him signing as an undrafted free agent? New England.
Mhm.
Somebody like the Cardinals.
Well,
Nah.
they
Like
need
that.
receiver, but New England needs receivers. But he's a guy that Belichick loves, a great route runners. You know, under the like Elderman type.
That's
Wes
Wes Welker and
type.
what was the other guy's name?
Wes
Amendola.
Welker.
Yeah, that's some guys. Yeah. Oh yeah.
I can see that.
He drafted.
Somebody.
Remember, they signed. I think he drafted that guy. What was it, Burrios at one time? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He came out of Miami.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? So that's Dallas. That is that kind of type with a little bit more speed.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's
got great hands.
Yeah, he's a playmaker.
Next on the list is Xavier Smith. FAMU. 5'10", 170. They got him projected as an undrafted free agent. You
I can
cannot
see that. I can see that.
You can see that. You still can't teach that speed that he has.
Right. That's the thing. Now the thing with him is going to be special teams also.
Will you be able to kick return or punt return?
Punt. That's right. Kick or punt return.
So,
Can you serve as a gunner?
Mm-hmm.
But you know, a lot of these guys make the team from just making plays, and they become crowd favorites, like a Victor Cruz.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? He made the team from just one preseason game, and then he got better. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's where a lot of these guys are gonna fit. Like they got to start off fast, make plays, get seen, and then let's get on better.
That's a good comparison right there too.
Yeah.
Now James Houston didn't make the team. He left the practice squad at what game?
He left the practice squad right before
mid-season almost.
Mid-season, close to Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Right.
He played the Thanksgiving game.
He played the Thanksgiving game.
Yeah.
They played. That was the game they played against Buffalo. He sacked Josh Allen twice.
Twice or 3 times?
3 times? Yes, it was 3 times. He should have had 4. The way he was going, the way his motor was going, he should have had 4. Next on the list, number 12, they got Andrew Farmer II, defensive end from Lane College. I haven't seen this kid play, but I'm gonna look at his film. 6'3", 260. Again, special teams. Let's see, he had a 2-year run at Lane, included 44 tackles for loss and 17.5 sacks, which is very impressive.
That's the school that gave you Jacoby Jones and Fred Lane, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh, Jacoby Jones. Yeah.
Yep.
From Baltimore, right? I mean, played in
Yeah,
Baltimore.
and the Texans. When he Texans?
Texas
Wide receiver?
Yeah.
He's a coach. He's a wide receiver coach now at Alabama State, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Jacoby really popped off in the Super Bowl running back that TD.
Yeah.
Super Bowl too.
Oh no.
He was coached by Johnny. Johnny was quarterback at Texas Southern back in the day.
Johnny Cole.
Johnny Cole. Yeah, that was his coach at Lane College.
If you think about this, special teams is always special teams. Yeah. Can you be on that? Can you be on field goal unit to block? To block field goals. Can you be out there? Like I said,
can you be a gunner?
Can you be a gunner? You ain't got to be a gunner. Shoot, for his size, he ain't no gunner. But
no, he's not. But I'm saying in general.
Yeah, in general,
you got to be able to make that.
Number 13 on the list, Nugget, 6 feet, 185. They got him projected as an undrafted free agent. Now, this right here, we all seen this the last 2 years with this guy. Great potential. Great NFL potential. The man has NFL size, speed.
Yes, he does.
And intelligence on that football field.
I'm gonna tell you something about him, Doc. If someone is smart enough to move him back to safety, because he's a hitter, bro.
Say it again. Yeah. Say it again for the people in the back.
He is a hitter.
Say it again
fast.
for the people in the back.
He's fast. And I think when he went to Jackson, he was learning how to play corner. And he just, it didn't go as well as he thought it would. He had to learn how to play corner. But he is a safety. I'm telling you.
He is a safety that played cornerback that can return kicks and punts.
Yeah.
He is all over the field. Whoever gets Nugget, if it's after the draft, he's going to be on somebody's practice squad.
I'm telling you,
He's going to be on somebody's practice squad, and guess what? He's going to learn from somebody. It has to be the right team to learn from.
He actually needs a good vet that will just snatch him up, teach him everything.
You know who I would take? You know who I want him to come to?
Who?
Bring him to the Cowboys.
Hell no. Hell no.
Yeah.
Hell
Let
no.
him learn. If he want to be a cornerback, you know who you learn from? Stephon Gilmore.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Yeah, in that regard, yeah.
He is good.
Yeah, but
vet.
if you want to win, go somewhere else.
Oh, come on, we gonna win. But if you want to play for a good defense, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. Look, like I tell everybody this: Cowboys ain't going nowhere to either Stephen Jones do a shakedown move on his daddy, or Jerry Croaks.
Yeah.
Ain't no other than that. Jerry's still running. Jerry just paying. He just writing checks right now. Steven is the one that's running the show. Stephen Jones is the one that's running the show.
Jerry wanted to draft Manziel. You know what I mean?
And we told that a lot of people was mad. I was like, nope, I wouldn't take that. I wouldn't take that kid with $1 billion. Nah, I wouldn't take Manziel. Cause I'm gonna tell you like this. I seen Manziel when he was in high school. He wasn't all that cracked up to be to me.
No.
But getting Nugget in with a defensive coordinator,
has some patience,
like Dan Quinn. Dan Quinn led defense. All you do is get to fly around the ball, make plays, hit, interceptions, whatever you want to do.
That's him,
man. You can do that, and then to learn from Stephon Gilmore, and you can learn from Trayvon Diggs what not to do out there on the field. But still, you still got vets like Malik Hooker, J-Ron Kurtz, Donovan Wilson.
They got you know what I mean. They had the guy you said came from Florida A&M, and he's going to be there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Marquise Bell. You gonna learn.
But that's crowded room too, right? There's only so many DBs that they're going to carry. And what they carry, maybe 9, 6.
Hey, that system. But see, that system we run, you can carry 9, you can carry 10 because J-Ron and Donovan Wilson are like switchblades. They could play free safety, strong safety. Donovan is big enough to play. He could come down in the box, play an extra linebacker. Like seriously, I'm just putting it out there, y'all. I'm just putting it out there.
That was stacked, but you just can't win the big one.
Man, don't get me started.
Hey man, I gotta go, man. I'm at work. I see.
All right now.
All right.
What you say, Brian?
You got to win more than one playoff game. You know what I mean? It's be a contender.
That's on, man. You know what? I ain't gonna say it's on Dak. Because he put us in situations like that. That's on him.
But you think you like him at safety?
Who? Nugget?
Nugget.
Yeah. I play Nugget at safety for real. I would play Nugget at safety.
I'm thinking about it. Too bad a guy like Ed Reed's not around to teach him. Because Ed Reed, he can hit, and he was a great. Ed Reed fool quarterbacks all the time, man.
Oh yeah.
Ed Reed start one way, all of a sudden the quarterback, I'll think, oh, he's going that way, man. What's his name? Peyton Manning said, Ed Reed outthought him so many times is crazy, man.
Now, for real, like I said, Ed Reed with his play is cool. What he's doing now, hey, you need Jesus. Miak Mike.
Yeah, my man. Hi, Miak Mike. What's up, brother?
He said we only had 4 people in the chat and we still argue. Oh man, but for this weekend, man, I'm looking at some players getting drafted. I'm looking at some players.
I think it's going to be a surprise. I think Bolden's going to be higher than what they're projecting. I just think Isaiah he's just a diamond in the rough, and with that speed, man, like you said, that speed, and you know what he showed so well at coverage. He showed so well,
Hold on, boo. Co-pilot, you said Gilmore is not a great corner. He just okay. He's about to come into the Dan Quinn defense.
Player of the year. I guess it's okay if you win defensive player of the year. You're okay.
Whatever drink you got, whatever drink that you drinking right now,
send us some.
I don't want that.
You don't want that? No, send me.
I don't want that. I don't want that.
Hey, send me
to
some.
say that Stephon Gilmore is just okay and not a great. You know what?
I want to send me some. I want to be delusional.
Oh man, we're coming up to hour number 2, but let me go ahead and get this commercial going on right now. Y'all stay tuned. HBCU OverDrive is proudly sponsored by WeWorkForEverything.org. At WeWorkForEverything.org, this is for those who are trying to build for a dream. With their latest hoodies, t-shirts, long sleeve shirts, and accessories and more, you can have it all here at a reasonable price. Black owned and operated out of the great state of New York. Like I said, get suited and booted. Check it out at WeWorkForEverything.org. Peace. Hey man, I got sponsorship.
You know what, Doc, man? I just want to say, man, how proud I am of you, man. I am so proud of you. Knowing where you started off, you know what I mean? And it's like me and Mike were saying, sometimes there's only a few of us on, and you kept grinding and grinding and grinding and grinding and grinding, man. But what you're showing, and for everybody to understand, is perseverance.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's perseverance. And, and that's a great trait that you have, because you're persevering and you know what? You don't settle. And that's a great thing is not settling. Once somebody gets to a certain goal, they usually stop, but they forget how they got there. You know what I mean? You got to keep grinding. It's just like pro athletes. One thing that I remember, I said, you know what? It's easy getting there, but it's hard staying there.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man. Hold on now. Because I remember you sent me this. Let me see if I can find it on here. Trying to see if I can find it. There you go. If you want to know what Black History is, y'all, this is Black History. This my man Brian right here. The one that y'all hear right now. Y'all hear it on the screen.
Oh wow.
That's my man's right there with the Detroit Red Wings.
Oh wow.
What year was this, man? Because
that was back in that picture. 1980.
Man. So wow. You mean to tell me you was out there trying to skate with Gordy?
No. Gordy had retired actually.
Okay.
Gordy had retired. Actually, I played against one of his sons, Marty.
Okay.
Yeah. I met Gordy several times, but the one that actually signed me to a contract was Mr. Ted Lindsay. And Ted Lindsay he's a matter of fact, he's one of the guys that started the Players Association with Carl Brewer. Great guy.
Okay.
Yeah, great guy, man. God rest his soul. He was just a phenomenal man. Gave up great contracts. He really took care of players.
Man. Got my boy Hoop Jargon on here as always. What's up,
Hey,
bro?
what's up, Hoop? I know. Yeah.
You
Wow.
said you played against Gretzky, right?
Yeah.
Oh man, how was that? How was playing against Gretzky, man?
Well, you know what? I got a story for you. We're in Edmonton, and that's when Gretzky was just phenomenal player, obviously. And he's coming down on Brad Park. He flipped the puck over Brad. Brad just grabbed him, guys. You know what I mean? He said, "I'm going to take this 2 minutes." You know what I mean? He just grabbed him. Yeah.
Man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Man,
but I tell you, the most exciting player that I played against, and I played against him also when I was in the junior ranks, was Denny Savard that played for Chicago Blackhawks.
Ooh, I remember
Savard,
him, man.
Yeah, man, Denny Savard, man, that guy could skate, man. He did a spinorama. Yeah, he was unbelievable.
Man.
Really, really good player. And then after also in junior, my captain on my team was Ray Bork, so I played with Ray in junior and stuff like that.
Wow.
So, yeah, I played with some good ones. And against.
Man, I had Ray Bork. Ray Bork was like one of my favorite hockey players. Of course, Wayne Gretzky, Mike Modano. I'm a Stars fan. Darian Hatcher. Even when Brett Hull came in from St. Louis.
Well, I can tell you this. I can tell you this one. When I was playing junior hockey, and Brett Hall and his brother Bobby Hall Jr. went to a place play for a team in Cornwall, and Bobby and Brett Hall wasn't even playing; didn't even dress him. And I met Bobby Hall after the game, and like Brett Hall wasn't all that, but he just talking about perseverance. He persevered, and he went to I can't remember what college. Then all of a sudden, he was in the American League, and all of a sudden got his break, and the rest is history.
Yeah, I remember meeting Brett Hull. I was working at Tom Thumb back in the early 2000s. Man, it was him and his wife came in, and I was a cashier at the time, and got through the line. He came through my line and I got a impromptu autograph. This was before social media came around. I think it was 2003 to be exact.
Yeah.
But man, for you to play against Grace like that, man, that's cool. That was cool. Yarmir Yager. He came later on though, but
he's later on. Mario and him came later on. Well, Mario Lemieux, as brother, Alan Lemieux, I played against him when we were. I remember Mario actually when he was a kid because he grew up not too far from where I grew up in Montreal, right? Yeah. So he was. There was another kid. Was Mario Lemieux and this other kid, Jean-Marc Lancier. They were like phenoms in Pee Wee, you know what I mean? And they, man, you heard about this kid that, phenomenal, scored like 100 goals and stuff like that, during the season. Yeah. And Mario was, great.
Listen, we've lost two professional hockey teams here in Atlanta. And according to the paper this week, we're going to go after a third one. We lost the Atlanta Flames. They were here in the 70s.
Yeah.
We lost the Atlanta Thrashers. I think they were here in the 90s and 2000. Yeah. Now Forsyth County is saying they hoping to lure a professional hockey team. But my question to you is, what's wrong with Atlanta? Why we can't be successful? Well, we're sorry now. Don't get us. What's the problem here?
Well, here's what I gotta say to. I remember like when they had the Thrashers there, and they had they had like 3 black players on the team back then. They had Evander Kane. They had I can't remember. Evander Kane was one. Stewart was another kid. Stewart was another one. And then because I tried to get my son played hockey, and I tried to get my son. Because I knew the general manager down there, Rick Dudley, and I tried to get my son a tryout down there. But the thing is, this is what I try to tell people. Hockey's a very expensive sport. The equipment, the cost, the rental stuff. But you know what I mean? In Canada, up here in Canada, one of the problems that we have, even where I was growing up, in the black, quote-unquote, black communities, there wasn't any rinks. There was outdoor rinks, but no indoor rinks. You know what I mean? They had like the Montreal Forum, which was the shrine of hockey, and right down 5 minutes from it was the black neighborhood, and they had no rinks down there. So what you got to do is you got to introduce a sport to the youth, and so they get to understand and get them playing, and that way, you know, you can encourage them. And this way, if you have more black hockey players that became stars, like Jerome McGingla, Grant Fuhr, and Tony McKechnie, players that were all stars and great players, then you know what? Then you can recognize and identify with, oh, you know what? He looks like me. And so you got to do these kind of things, and that way you'll get the support. Because if you just rely on just a certain culture, it doesn't work, right? I don't think it works, especially in the States.
Well, let me ask you this question. With the war going on between Russia and Ukraine, is that going to cut down on all them Russian players that used to come here and play hockey?
No. The ones that can come. But what it has done is it has eliminated Russian participation in world championships and so forth like that. So,
right.
But you know, so the thing is, it probably will. What also does happen though, Mr. Ford, a lot of players that don't play in the NHL that want to go over to Russia to play, like players going over to play basketball, won't go over.
Right.
You know, so you get
because
that.
after that thing with the girl from Baylor,
Yeah.
I don't think anybody's going to be heading to Russia soon, are they?
No, I doubt it.
What happened with Brittany Griner?
Yeah, I wouldn't. That's because you know you could be used as a prop, right, for
Right.
propaganda purposes.
Because that's what I think she was. I think she was political. That was.
There's been people, entertainers, go over to Russia and get better dope than they do in America. You know. So
yeah.
Yeah. So it's just she was a target, and unfortunately that's what happened. But you know that she's back home, and that's a great thing. And but look at the political capital it took, and it's just not a good situation right now. It's not a good situation. But you know what? I seen something the other day. I don't know if you guys seen it. Just taking off subject, we'll go right back to where you want to go there, my man. Is that they had a thing with Putin showing a symbol of Jesus, and it says, yes, Jesus was black, basically, right? And I said, look at that.
Well, now, you know, that part of Europe has always acknowledged that. There are pictures in Russia of all the biblical figures painted as black men.
Yeah.
That was kept secret for us for many years. There are even pictures in places like Germany and certain other parts of Europe where all the biblical figures were painted as black men. Now, the first time they were actually painted as white men, I believe, was during the Reformation, the Renaissance. Remember the Renaissance with Michelangelo?
Yeah.
The other guy, I can't think. It was another one. His name escapes me. But anyway, they were the ones who they were commissioned to do the iconoclast movement, and the iconoclast movement was take all of the pictures of black men as biblical figures and repaint them white. That's why it was called the iconoclast movement.
That's some history for you right there.
Yeah, because the guy that Europe gave to us as Jesus Christ, remember, that guy was actually, that's a picture of the son of Pope Urban II, I think. That was his son.
Well, even the picture they did of the Last Supper was commissioned by was it Picasso or one of the artists?
Yeah, and the thing about that picture is what most people, there are women on that picture.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I'm not getting too, you know, anyway, I'm going to say what I got to say, because you know what they say, speak the truth to set you free. You know? Yep. Yeah. So the thing is, if you look at it, if you look at the history of the world, me being a little bit older, Mr. Ford being a little bit older, and you, Doc, you know, being a young man, you know, the thing is this: we see every day in our lifetimes the persecution of a black man. We see it every day. We see it in Canada. We see it in the United States. Unfortunately, we see it around the world.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're going to believe that the most heinous crime that happened in mankind to Jesus Christ, that they would let that happen to a white man, we got to be fooling ourselves.
Mm.
For like and listen about the history. They say they let Barabbas go because he was a murderer, so they let him go. So they're Jesus. So not only they whip him, they drag him through the streets, and put him on a cross, put nails in his hands. They would never let that happen to a white man.
Right.
Never. So Jesus had to be a man of color.
It's Revelation chapter 1.
Tells you.
It tells you his hair was like lamb's wool, feet was burnt brass. That's brown.
Bronze is right.
Yeah.
That's not, you know what? I don't want to get anybody out there, on the religious tip and be mad. I'm a man of faith and stuff like that. But it tells you to seek the truth. It tells you to seek the truth. So we're not putting anybody down or anything like this. We're not putting anybody down. I'm just spilling my opinion. It has nothing to do with HBCU tonight. This is Brian Johnson, ex-hockey player's opinion.
And you heard the latest commotion now is they're mad with Netflix because they're doing a Cleopatra movie and it's a black woman. But I think the thing that they need to clear up is there were 6 Cleopatras.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was 6 of them.
But you see, you can't talk history unless we talk facts scientifically. Yeah. You can't come for that time period and been white. It couldn't be. It's impossible.
Right.
You can go from dark to light, but you can't go from light to dark. You can't. The melon doesn't work that way.
Yep.
Anyways, let's talk football.
This just came across my little Twitter feed earlier, just now. So, this is from Zachary Courtney, who was on the team for Colorado. He says that for the coaches who are trying to recruit me, I am sorry, but I would not be able to give you my film. Get y'all my film from my practices last season, since I am not allowed to have it because the head coach at Colorado won't allow it. This is very unlucky, and if you have any questions, just text me. What do y'all see about that right there?
But here's what I got to say about 2 things. If he didn't collect this tape from last year, and you know what I'm saying, practice tape, so he didn't get into any games. So you're on a 1-11 team, you didn't get any games, and you don't have any practice tape. You should have collected all the practice tape. Should have had all the practice tape that you needed from last year. So you know what I mean? If he wants to get his practice tape, yeah. If I'm Coach Prime, here, somebody go find this guy's practice tape and give it to him, because he didn't get on the field. You know.
Well, let me say this. I've been on a program where I had a head coach who did that to our kids. And let me just say this, there's somebody with the film he need. Because we had, what the coach I was working with, what he was trying to do, he was trying to keep the films from getting to the hands of coaches at HBCUs. And so he wouldn't share any of our film. So what we had to do, we went to opponents of ours and they gave us the film.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and we were able to get a kid at Tennessee State because he didn't want any of the kids to go to HBCUs. Wow. And we went to some other schools that had played us, and they shared the film. So I say to that young man, there's somebody who has the film. There's several ways to skin that cat now. Yeah, somebody got the film.
Yeah, but let's be realistic here. You're on a 1-11 team, and you're not asking for game film. You're only asking for practice film.
Well, I don't think it's just saying just film for practices, but if he was in the game, says, though, right? If he played, but if he played in the game, to me, I just say, game film, practice film, you still ask for it. But for somebody to keep that away from you,
it's malicious. It's malicious.
It's malicious.
But I've worked with coaches like that.
The thing is, what we cannot do is jump the gun on this and find out, because there's always 3 sides of the story. Once your side, their side, and the truth. You know what I mean? So this young man that, you know what I mean, I wish him well. Hope he catches on. He's, you know, but we all know when you're on a bad team and you leave, and look at all the young men that when Prime first went to Jackson State, how many, what, 3/4 of the team were gone?
I mean, that's true. That's true. They was all gone. He told me that I'm not about to keep a team that was 4-8 last season.
Yeah. So, you know, it's and you're most likely a lot of these guys are going to be picked up by a lower level, quote unquote. I hate to see lower level because I don't believe HBCU is a lower level. I just think they don't get the exposure and because of the resources. But you know what I mean? Because I think talent, especially skill-wise talent, is probably at par. You know what I mean? So and you're seeing that more and more. It's just that if you get a different spotlight on you, you know what I mean? If I talk about you enough, people might think you're better than what you are.
Hey, Doc, that guy's name I was trying to think of, his name was Leonardo da Vinci.
Leonardo da Vinci.
Da Vinci, yeah. Remember, they went to the Catholic Church, commissioned them to paint all of those biblical figures white.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And like I said, it was called the iconoclast movement.
Yeah. And oh my goodness, it says Guthrie. He is having a blast on Twitter right now. You know, we just talked about Tavion Beasley entering the portal. This is the second time entering the portal, y'all. Remember, second time, twice, within a 4-month span. 4 months.
Well, I've been watching I've been watching Colorado as far as their tapes and stuff, and Beasley, he was getting cooked out there.
But still, to get in the portal again for 4 months. I mean, you wasn't even in the classroom for a semester. You was only in the classroom for a semester. There.
Well, you know,
you're going to see that more and more often, though. Now, you know what I mean. Now with the portals and stuff, you're going to see it's like NFL free agency. You know what I mean?
That is true.
And one thing you have to understand about our kids need guidance. And when there's a lack of guidance, they do the wrong thing every time. That's one thing I can say about my career in education. If our kids don't have guidance, they're not going to make it. Because they don't know what to do. They just don't know what to do.
And Mr. Ford, you know, me and my son were talking actually today, and we were talking about bees. We were just talking about the younger generation, and they have not trying to paint anybody on the same brush here. Listen to what I'm going to say. Their coping mechanism is not great, and their compete level is not great. You know what? I think I had to blame my generation and generation after me because we started coming up with awards, participation awards. You know, instead of trying to win, as long as you participate, you're going to get a medal, son, or you're going to get a medal, young girl. Don't work like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you want something, you got to work for it. You got to grind for it. Like, you know what? If I'm just me, if a coach comes in, when I had new coaches come in, and you know, a new coach has going to bring some players with them, and I got to earn a quote unquote number. I don't care who you are. You ain't getting my number. I'm going to compete to keep my number. But kids don't want to compete. You know what I mean? Because they can't cope, because they don't understand, you know what I mean? Their coping mechanism, their compete level. You know what? Maybe they finished 10th place and they got a medal. So in their mind, they won. They won something. You didn't win anything. You participated.
Right.
It's not winning.
Hold on, I got my boy Sean up in here. Sean, what's good, man? What's good? See if you can jump up in here.
Hey, what's up, Sean?
Man, when it comes down to it, though, like, is it about competition? It might be. Is it about getting your just due? It might be.
But what did you just do?
I'm just saying, like, you when it comes down to getting into that portal, because, like you said, if we don't guide these kids in this portal, if we don't guide these kids that's jumping into the portal, that's doing this and doing that, then it's gonna be total chaos.
How many kids were stuck in that portal last year?
Shoot,
3,000?
probably like 3,000 or 4,000.
Yeah. But let me just say this. I like the portal because the portal put us in contact with kids we haven't had at HBCU since the 70s.
Right.
I'm telling you, if it was not for the portal, we would not have had a James Houston. We would not have had Aubrey Miller. We probably wouldn't have had that DB y'all was talking about earlier, Nugget. The portal's been good to us as HBCUs now. I know some people get mad and say, yeah, we lost a lot, but I think we've gained more than we've lost.
No, but it's like I was saying, Mr. Ford, you're 100% right. The portal's like free agency. There's good and bad free agency.
Yeah, I'm for it. I like it.
Take the good
What's
with the
going
bad,
on,
but the thing is,
Sean?
you got to understand. The kids got to understand their worth, and
Right.
understanding. Listen, I got to compete now. If I'm going into the portal, you know what and I'm going to say, listen, I'm going to go over here. But then again, it's not only about competition; it's about schemes. That's the scheme fit my makeup. You know what I mean? If I'm a DB, am I a better cover DB or a better zone DB?
What's going on, y'all?
That's why I think that Nugget kid is going to do well, man, because he's versatile. And that word I was trying to think of, Doc, it's nickel corner. That's what it's called, nickel corner.
Okay. What's up, Sean? What's up? What's good, bro?
What's up, Sean?
Not much, man. I've been listening since y'all started the show. I just didn't say nothing in the chat until I just saw some too outlandish. Yeah. When it gets too outlandish, then I come off mute and start commenting. But nah, man, I agree with everything that what y'all are saying. I actually agree with the portal as well. I think the whole thing is about, like, with people are talking about Beasley because he came with Coach Prime to Colorado. One of the things about that transfer with Beasley is competition, but Coach Kelly, Charles Kelly, Alabama has a standard. If you go and you look at Nick Saban-led teams, right? Because he also coaches the DBs. And Charles Kelly was in that secondary coaching it, and he was the #1 recruiter for Alabama.
Right.
Go look at the measurables for those players. Does Beasley fall in line with those measurables?
No.
Like
He's below 6'1", right? He's below 6'1". He doesn't have long arms, right? And he had a terrible camp. Just to be honest, y'all, he had not his best camp. That was not his best camp. Is he a competitor? Absolutely. Has he given up plays downfield? He did it in the spring game. He did it in practice. A few of the scrimmages, he gave up some passes down the field. It wasn't his best outing. Like the talent level was just a little bit more. Like he needs a red shirt year, and I don't think that he wants to do that. He wants to keep his eligibility. He'll have 3 years. He'll do whatever it is that he needs to do. I really feel like he is a FCS or a Group of 5 nickel, right? But he doesn't fit the criteria. People keep thinking about Coach Prime. No, Coach Kelly.
Yeah.
Kelly is responsible for that secondary. Yeah. He's responsible for that defense. He's molding that defense.
And Sean Lewis is responsible for the offense.
There you go. So their standards, both of them actually have in their recruiting battles for what they're trying to do. But the one up is Coach Kelly has a group. That's why you see so many DB commits. He has a group of DBs. Now, these are versatile DBs. They might come in saying safety, but they can play nickel and they can play corner, right? But you got to think about it. You got for I don't have to talk about Colorado on this channel, but they have two outside cornerbacks. They have 2 outside cornerbacks already. That's locked in. Everything is from the safety perspective and the nickel perspective. And in the Pac-12, you're going to be playing a lot of DBs because the Pac-12 is like running shoot offense all day long. Ain't nobody huddling up. The only team that you'll see power from is Utah, right? Utah is built like an SEC school, and they'll power you and slow the game down and have you playing in different aspects. But Beasley, you know, I felt like he should have stayed at Jackson State, but
that's what I was. That's what I said too, though.
He wanted
maybe
that
Jackson
shot.
State will give him another offer. Might offer him. I would offer him back.
Yeah,
Jackson State could use him.
Yeah, but
we talk about TC.
He wanted to, yeah. He wanted to see, right, what his talent level was like at a Power 5 level, because he wasn't getting Power 5 offers coming out of high school. He was a high 3-star athlete, but he was getting FCS offers. And the best FCS offer was, let me go learn up under Coach Prime. Now he might go to a whole nother school that'll pick him up and he ball out because he'll be ahead of the curve. He knows what he has to do. His techniques and things like that is there, but he has to speed up a little bit. I don't think that he's fast enough.
No,
playing outside corner. I really believe that he belongs.
He's
inside.
A nickel corner.
Yeah. And as far as what everybody else is saying, absolutely the portal has been great for HBCU football. Period. You can't argue that. No. You know what I mean? It accelerates the level of talent. It gives you equal opportunity, because now you got people that feel snubbed at these Power 5 schools or other FCS programs or Group of Fives, and they're like, you know what? Let me just go on down here and get a little bit of piece of that. But it also sheds light on, because of all the attention that HBCU football has gotten in the last 2 years. 2.5 years is giving people an opportunity to second guess. You know what? If I'm going FCS route, I might as well go down here to the HBCU. You know what I mean? Seeing the scouts at FAMU, 25 scouts at Jackson State, 25 at FAMU. So so I know that they moving in between these two areas. That's why these two schools are power players right now. They sit in the best seats for talent.
Yeah.
And you know, I don't know what's going on in the MEAC. I can't speak for that. I don't keep up, but people just got to keep their head down and just go to work, man. And I like this off season. I like this off season because there's turmoil. They got, you know,
disparity.
And Coach Prime is trying to flip an entire roster. People acting like they never seen that done before. Shoot, the first thing he tried to do when he come into Jackson State that spring season was to get rid of every goddamn body. And by the fall, he said, what did he say in the spring season? Get me while you can, because you ain't gonna get me when we get to the fall. And he stood on that.
He did say that. He did say that.
Yeah.
He did say that. I give you that. Now,
Lincoln,
what do you think about what do you think about the receiver, Montana Lamonius Craig?
Yeah, but
what he did, what his strategy was, use the spring game. Give me the truth.
The truth.
Get the hard
truth. So, all right. Well, you know, it's because I'm my cousin is on staff. But here's the thing. Yeah. He knew that he would. First of all, he knew that he would have to fight for playing time. That he wasn't a lockdown guy in any one of those positions. Right. But if you go and look at his numbers in 3 seasons or whatnot, he has like 40 something catches for 497 yards, not that many touchdowns over a couple of seasons. That's not a productive player. However, you would say, well, maybe it was a scheme. Okay, let's say it was a scheme. And let's just say they kind of featured him in the spring game for one particular reason, because he's been tied to the hip with Shador the entire time. Now, do I think that there was some fine play there with him? Not necessarily. He just saw the writing on the wall. I mean, they're bringing in other elite talent, right? They're bringing in other elite talent. So they're bringing in guys that's better than him and it's competitive, right? So Willie Gaines is better than him. Why? Because Willie can catch a slant and go house. Lamonius Craig doesn't have that speed. He's just a possession receiver.
And Willie could play special teams too.
Yes.
And
yes.
Colorado signed a possession receiver, a 6'3" guy coming from Cincinnati.
Yeah. Sam, I see your comment, and you're not making sense at all. You're not understanding what I'm saying, brother, at all. I'm not listen. The kid, Lamonius Craig, the kid is a possession receiver. Okay, he has really strong hands. He runs above average routes, but he's not an elite player that you're going to say, all right, I gotta keep. Like, they know that they can replace the guy. They can replace the entire roster. He was there, bro. He's been there for a couple of years. They can replace the entire roster. So what it is do I want him or do I want Page from Murfreesboro, Tennessee, who is 6'2", 180 pounds, that runs a 4.40, who can jump, who got a 40-inch vertical, meaning he can stretch the field, catch it, and take a screen and go to the house and do all of that, right? Or do I want Amarian, I forget his last name, who also is 6'2", 190 pounds. These are freshmen that have great ball skills and explosive. Like, they way better than that, bro. Like, come on, man. There's ain't no sleep. Now, people would like him because he's a fan favorite. You trying to see, well, not really a fan favorite, but you trying to see somebody who did really well. What it is, fool's goals. They see it, fool's goals, right? Yeah. Come on, man. You playing against some people that shouldn't even be in position over there. One of the catches that he made in the spring game was over Beasley.
Yeah. Was that the 98-yard touchdown that he caught?
Not it the was 98-yard. The play, the offsides play, and the offsides play, and Shador picked the ball up and then threw it down deep. That play. Okay. But you also seen Shador get on his head on the sideline. There was people that he ran off when he got there that needed to be ran off.
Oh yeah.
Listen, the Jackson State's football team, right? Before the team that just lost in the Celebration Bowl, and you add back the players who transferred out before the Celebration Bowl, could have went to Colorado and played Colorado and beat Colorado.
That's hypothetical.
No. Could beat them. This Colorado team that played last year beat them. Beat them by 2 touchdowns. All right, so Mr. Ford, let me qualify my answer for you, okay? All right. So here we go. The receivers were better than the DBs and the safeties. Nico Reed was there. Nico Reed and Mack were their 2 best defensive backs.
Yeah.
Right? Everybody else was suspect. But Nico Reed gave up big plays several times last year, and Mack gave up big plays several times last year. The safeties were really weak. They had no real true scheme. So this is what I'm saying. The offensive line and the defensive line for Colorado, albeit being big as they are, they were not physical.
They wasn't skilled. They wasn't physical. They wasn't skilled like that.
Right.
So what you're saying is that the team we had from this past season, before everybody jumped their happy ass in the portal, we would have went up to Colorado and beat them by at least 2 touchdowns.
Oh yeah.
By 2 touchdowns.
Yeah,
the team
I see where he's coming from. He's saying because that Colorado team was so bad last season.
It was a bad team, man.
That the Jackson State team could have went up to Colorado and beat them by 2 touchdowns. Easily.
That Colorado team had more 2 and 3 stars and no stars than anything.
Shador would have had a field day.
Yeah.
They had no pressure on no quarterback.
No.
They had no defensive scheme.
Yeah,
because Adrian said 4 touchdowns. I ain't gonna say that, Adrian. I say
because I looked at when they played Utah, and they always play Utah the last game of the season. It was like Utah. It was like a track meet going on that field. Like, seriously, it was like the super varsity playing a 8th grade team out there. Easily, they were just going up and down the field, and you talking about this is a Power 5 school.
Colorado best player was a linebacker who's trying to get drafted, and to be honest with you, he in space wasn't really great. He was physical, and he did all the other things, but he to keep him out of the game or out of the scheme of things. They just did that. They had terrible special teams. They were horrible at special teams. Inconsistent play at wide receiver, no quarterback play, and this is what I mean wholeheartedly. JSU's defense would have did a number on this Colorado offense because the cornerback play and the fact that the quarterback play for Colorado was trash. I'm talking about 4 different quarterbacks. They had no productive player.
Yeah.
Yes, Brandy, I do. My cousin Corey Phillips is the director of player personnel.
So if you think about it, 4 different quarterbacks. That's the reason why they went 1-11.
They beat a terrible, bro.
Beat a terrible California team.
Cal is even worse, bro.
Yes. Cal, Stanford, Colorado were your 3 worst teams in that conference. Your 3 worst teams in that conference. And they only got 12, so the other 9, the other 9 should, if you added Arizona, they would.
Arizona State wasn't that good either last year.
Yeah, Arizona State, they wasn't that good. Arizona was decent.
Other teams was just that bad though.
They were just that bad. Just think about that.
When you fire the coach and don't let her get back to the locker room, you know it's a bad season.
Nah, when you fire your coach in the middle of October and you try to get an interim coach to turn the team around, and they still was that terrible. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's bad.
They did poor Herb dirty. They did Herb dirty. Didn't even let it go back to the room.
Give a shout out to the boys from the Golden Boot podcast.
Jordan says that Willie Gaines not finna get. Yes, he will. One of the reasons that he'll get playing time is because of the scheme of Sean Lewis. His scheme is
it's fast.
His scheme, he's going to play 8. He's going to play 8 receivers. Listen to me. He's going to play 8 receivers, and you know what? 2 or 3 of them going to be doing most of the time, going deep. He's just going to be in them in and out, run in and out. Unless it's a big play, they running down to the line. It's the pace of their offense, bro. The pace of their offense is beat. I mean, y'all know what Shedeur does well. This offense fits him. But there was something that people said that Shedeur didn't do well last year, and it was be consistent throwing the ball deep. This whole spring thing has been about him throwing the deep ball.
Yeah.
Taking his shots. It's predicated on when he sees the opportunities because he can read defenses. And at that pace, he knows he's going to be able to get some shots because he's going to have fresh hits consistently.
You the only person in this country that's cheerleading Colorado like you're doing, because listen, listen to them people on the radio and everybody swears.
You want another one?
No, I'm just saying, you the only one I know cheerleading them like this.
You want another person?
Everybody I'm listening to swear they ain't gonna win 5 games.
They ain't.
You wanna? I already got a bit how many games they go win with somebody. Anybody else want to get in on that? You can't. But hold on. Let me give you another source. Since I'm the only other person. How much you want to bet? I bet you $1,000.
Oh,
I bet you $1,000 they win more than 6 games.
We can bet that.
6 games. $1,000.
Yeah.
What's your name? What's your name?
I know where to find you at.
No. What's your name? Just tell me your name.
My name Bacard.
Okay, where you from? I'm in Tennessee.
I live in the Atlanta area.
You live in the Atlanta area. Okay, so you're 3 hours away from me.
Yeah, I know where you at. Like I said, I know you. You don't know me though.
You know me? Where you know me from?
Yeah, you don't know me.
Where you know me from?
YouTube, dude.
Okay.
You be talking history. That's why I know you from.
Yeah.
That's why I know you from. That's why I know you from.
No, I was looking at your flag, so you was looking real like I might have seen you in a chat or something.
Yes, you have seen me in your chat several times. But and I understand your people at Colorado. But you said last year, and I'm just gonna say it like this, because the offensive coordinator Colorado got Show me where it worked at. Show me where his scheme worked at. He was the head coach at Kent State.
Kent State.
It ain't work.
It didn't work at Kent State.
What was his record?
He had. Oh, did you not see what he did to Georgia Bulldogs last year?
Okay, I got you. What was his record at Kent State like 4 or 5 years?
I know
he had the highest scoring offense in 2022.
Jackson State got a better offensive coordinator than him in Maurice Harris.
What?
Yeah, Maurice Harris is a better offensive coordinator. Yes.
What?
Okay, look what
bro. Okay, all right. So hold on. Let's do apples to apples. You said offensive coordinator. So go look at Sean Lewis's offensive production. To hell with the defense. Go look at his because we know that he's calling the plays. So go look at his offensive production from 2021 and 2022 and 2023 season and compare it to whoever you just mentioned.
You don't know much. Okay, so this is what we're gonna do. So what you do? Go look at Ole Miss. When Hugh Freeze was there, when Maurice Harris was the head coach. Go look at Liberty the last 4 years. Maurice Harris.
You still not understanding what I'm saying.
They average Kent State average like 28, 29 points a game.
How much offensive per game did they have on the? How many yards?
I don't remember yards, man. Yards don't matter. I just look at the points in all honesty.
Okay, all right, that's cool. All right, so they ran the quarterback more last year and the year before that than the other year when they exploded on everybody. So, what you think Shedeur gonna do? You think he's just gonna run the ball too, just like they were used to running, or you think he's gonna throw the ball?
Okay, so can I now? The last time I tried to speak on this, people cut me off. Can I speak now?
Yeah, go ahead.
I think Shedeur will be an NFL player, but I'm not as high on Shedeur as everybody else is. I've been saying that if my son was here, who go to Jackson State, if he was right next to me, he'll tell you from the first time I saw Shedeur, I said his release was extremely slow. His release is slow.
No, it's
and
not.
he was slow.
No, it's not. No, it's
okay,
not.
Look.
His
White, right? That's why I asked. Let me finish saying what I'm gonna say before people start taking. I'm saying what I see. That you asked me. He asked me about Shedeur. I'm saying what I see.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I think Shedeur probably gonna be better this year. I think I saw NFL future in Shedeur. But what everybody was talking about, they saw then. I didn't see it. I'm just saying what I didn't see.
Are you finished now?
Yeah.
Okay. So is this your opinion now, or was this your opinion 2 years ago?
This was my opinion. This was also some of my opinion his sophomore season. Look how many sacks he would take because he couldn't.
I'm asking.
Brian, don't even argue with it. It's his opinion. He made it clear, right? He made it clear that it was his opinion. His opinion isn't based on facts.
That's what I said. So
it's a difference. Yeah, no, I'm accepting your opinion.
So if you look at Shedeur, from freshman, sophomore to so far what we've seen in spring, his release is much quicker. He's growing into he's getting a man physique. He's much stronger. He's much quicker. He's much more knowledgeable. His IQ is off the charts. You know what I mean? Shedeur, not because he's Deion's son, but Shedeur's a very, 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 very good quarterback. Very talented young man. Accurate, very accurate. And I saw a future.
And he probably has gotten better. I was talking about when he first came, right? So he coming into his junior year. So I'm quite sure he's gotten better. And when you say about White the Spring, now I'm going to be honest. I haven't watched Colorado since never. I was never watched Colorado. And I ain't going to watch them now just because they over there. I've never watched Colorado. Ever.
Well, like you said, that's you know what I mean? And you have that right.
So let me get this straight because I want to make sure my money good. So we bet $1,000 on 6 games.
Yep.
I don't care nothing about nothing else. You ain't watching no Colorado. You don't know who they got. Know nothing about nothing over there. $1,000. Doc, you know when I win, I like to give the show on a tip. You can ask Scotty that. So when I win, you know, I'm just gonna shoot you 250. I'm gonna tell you how much I'm gonna shoot you. I'm gonna shoot you 250.
You gonna shoot me
from
250?
I'm gonna say it like this:
$250.
If you win,
Ain't no if.
Okay,
Ain't no
well,
if.
I'm gonna say it like this: when you lose,
Ain't no
you know,
if. Ain't no win I lose.
Okay, we gonna see.
So, but
hey, it's on wax. So I'm gonna tell you just like this.
But Kerry, are you gonna shoot Doc 250 also?
Doc didn't bet me.
No. If you win.
If I win,
yeah,
if I win, Doc can get 250 or Sean money.
Okay.
It's on wax, y'all. Y'all hear it? Y'all hear it first.
Doc,
it's on wax.
Anybody else want to bet?
Let me answer that question on.
Good.
It's not if
Anybody
I win.
else want to bet?
It's not if I win, it's when I win.
Ooh.
So Doc, you're getting 250 either way.
Either way.
Either
way. I'm getting some money out of this.
Sean, when you go live, I'm gonna come in your chat and I'm gonna talk noise to you too.
That's fine. I want you to. I'm not gonna talk. Listen, when I win, I'm not gonna say anything. You know what I'm saying? I just want you to meet me right back on HBCU OverDrive and the Cash App or the Zelle or however you want to do it can be administered right live. So we could join a panel and we can make that transaction complete. It should be a 3-way transaction. Well, a 2-way transaction from your pocket to my pocket to Doc pocket. That's it.
Hey, you know what? I like that. You sound extremely confident, but I'm gonna tell you this before I go. I appreciate the work you do. I saw when y'all was out there giving out the school supplies and everything to the students out there in Tennessee. I appreciate all that. I told you I watch you. I know
you've been watching.
Yeah, and I appreciate that. That's a good thing. Y'all out in the community trying to help the youth. I appreciate that. That's a good thing.
Hey, man.
So
we got it away. Hey, let's move on to one more subject,
Doc,
and then we're gonna roll up out of here for the night.
Doc, the 250's in the transfer portal.
250 in the transfer portal. Whoever either win, if they win 6 games or they win 5 games, 250 coming to your boy.
yeah.
Hey, as y'all know, man, look, HBCU's been on the tear as far as when it comes to recruiting. Even those schools that we don't even talk about, like Bethune, Valley, Pine Bluff, they have been on the tear, y'all. So I want to give a shout out to those schools, to those small schools that have been doing this with little to nothing. They, they turn nothing into something, and they give out great, players, great people, great men for this game. Like I said, first of all, I want to give a shout out to Bethune-Cookman for their groundbreaking on their new practice field, their practice facility for the football team. And I know a lot of people gonna say, well, Ed Reed said this and said that. He probably did, but I'm gonna put it just like this. If the school said they was already gonna do it, they was already gonna do it. But it didn't. It shouldn't have taken a movement like the students, protested to get y'all attention. You should have had their attention. That should have had your attention from the get go. Also, I want to give a shout out to Mississippi Valley, Coach Kendrick Wade, his staff. What they doing out there, what they putting out there, you're gonna see this team be real competitive for this coming up season. Pine Bluff, I haven't heard too much of anything about Coach Hampton and what he's doing up there. But from what I'm hearing, that he's taking control of the team. Shout out to give a shout out to some of the smaller schools. First of all, I'm gonna shout out to North Carolina Central. Yeah, I'm gonna shout them out. Yeah, they got our rings. So I'm gonna be honest with you. They got our rings. I will say this about me at schools. They don't say too much of anything when it comes to their recruiting. But they let they play talk on the field. I was getting, you know what I'm saying, I was introduced to MEAC football like a couple of years ago. Really didn't too much follow it, but then start following, you know, this past season. And yeah, they let they play talk, you know what I'm saying, do the talking on the field without doing a whole bunch of talking. But what's up, Blue? Just going off and seeing our schools do a number, you know, especially like Mr. Ford, what you said with the transfer portal, that we doing this much work getting these kids come to our universities, to our institutions, which is a great thing. It's a great thing. We need that. Just but other than that, man, I got some predictions. Tennessee State. Sean, I'm about to get on your school, bro.
Oh,
Tennessee
man.
State. I can see them at least winning 7 games. At least.
They ain't got no choice, bro. They ain't got no
At
choice.
least. At least. If
They
Traylon
don't-
Ellis don't get it done this season, I'm not gonna say
You know they got
that
another quarter. You know they got another quarterback there.
They got
that's
they got
supposed
another
to be able to
quarterback.
get better.
Yeah.
But
But
didn't Tennessee State put a couple offers to some players from CU?
I think everybody put a couple
Potentially.
Yeah.
I think
Potentially there's
was the linebacker. Was the linebacker? Was it Hunt? Somebody had seen that.
I think you might be right, Hunt. It's a few offers to some players that's out there, but Tennessee State has to get better on defense and better quarterback play.
Mm-hmm.
They should have did the way that they played earlier in the year, how competitive that they were. Imagine had they won some of those games, they would have had a 7 game. You know, would have got 7. It's like they couldn't win those early games, man. But they have to win. This is the year that Eddie George has to have a winning season.
But I don't think I think he'll be on the hot seat if he don't have one, but I don't think he'll get fired because I think he's in his 5. This is his 3rd year, so he's in year 3 of his 5-year contract. And I don't
It's
think
not a cutoff.
Yeah.
They have to be in the portal before what is it? In about another week.
Yeah.
Portal
this
cuts
week,
off in another week.
This week the portal ends this week.
Yeah, but they can commit anytime.
They can commit anytime.
When she said they need improvement on the offense, the defense. Yeah, this is what Blue told me. This is what Blue told us. Defense. He said the defense was nasty. It said Brandon Fisher didn't want to start his starters. So like, because of the simple fact that if they did, nobody would have scored on this defense. It's always, you know, with Tennessee State has always been an offensive problem in the last probably like 10 years or so. But other than that, man, I see them win at least 7 games. Like I said, Blue already said the schedule is favored for them. Of course, their first game against Notre Dame, we already know. Get your money, come back to Nashville. Get your money, come back to Nashville. Then you don't have
Jake in the chat.
What's that?
Jake know what's give Jake. Get Jake that. Jake gonna bag it up too from DNVR.
Okay.
He do good broadcasting.
So he.
Yeah, he does they do a whole live stream and all of that with the school and the players and stuff like that. Jake does good work, him and RK. They do a show every day on DNVR.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ice True. Boy, boy, trade 38-13. Uh-oh. Come on, Lily. You said UAPB beat TSU this year in the Southern Heritage Classic?
No. They gonna
Yeah, you
they
just
gonna
tell me, man, that the best player on the team for Pine Bluff is the kicker.
No, that's something else, man. The best player on the team is the kicker. Oh.
That's correct, Jake. I wish I can call my cousin and let him talk to y'all about this stuff. But I think that JSU's gonna sign some people before someone gets here that's gonna be intriguing as well. For real. They go that whole North Dakota State thing. Boy,
Tennessee State, y'all played North Dakota State. I got a home and home again with them, 24 and 25.
Yeah. Todd, who the hell on the panel?
I don't know who said they were going to be.
Nobody on the panel said that they were bad.
Oh,
they wasn't the best, but they wasn't bad. The defense got to do better. The defense do got to be better in spots. Some of them games that they lost early in the year, Blue defense. Go look at the Eastern Washington game, right? The offense was booming that game. They was going tit for tat. The offenses, they were tit for tat, but the defense couldn't get the stops. It's stuff like that. You got to be able to get those stops.
Yeah. But, of course, like I said, portal closes on Saturday. Is it Saturday or is it Friday? I think it's Friday. Saturday is the first.
Y'all talk, boy. He be emotional, boy. That's why I don't be saying, but I just be looking. Well, I turn the chat off and listen to y'all. Y'all been doing pretty good.
Let's see.
In the OVC.
Yeah,
in the OVC. That ain't hard to do in the OVC. But the games that they lost, they were all games that the defense could have made plays on. Like the stops. Are we ignoring that? Yeah, it's good in the OVC, but are we ignoring the stops where they early in the season that they lost all of those close games?
Okay, ladies, yes. The last question: which HBCU players getting drafted first? We talked about this earlier, but we can go back to it again, and then we're gonna shut it down for tonight.
I'm going Aubrey Miller.
Oh, you biased.
Yeah, you know that.
Was the offensive tackle?
I'm not even hiding it. But you know
talking about which one? Mark Evans or Drake Sanders?
Evans.
I'm
going Evans.
On the real, I want Aubrey to go first, but in actuality, they're probably gonna see Isaiah Land go first before Aubrey.
You see, all depends, like we were saying before, what the team needs, or are they projecting a player, you know what I mean, that can fit in sooner than later, or a project player? Like Land's a project to me. You know what I mean? He's a project because he got the speed and stuff like that, but where are you going to fit him? He's defensive end. He's too light, man, for a defensive end. You know what I mean?
Right.
But but could it be a hybrid linebacker? So you never know.
That's why I say if he gets to a team
like a Mika Parsons kind of style player,
like
you know what I mean?
Now, if he gets the question is, what team is going to get him, and how he fit into that scheme, and does he wants to be developed? So with what I say is, let's say if Isaiah lands, if he goes to Pittsburgh, Baltimore, any team that runs somewhat of a hybrid 3-4 defense. San Francisco, Carolina maybe for one. What's another team we can think of? Hell,
Houston,
to the Cowboys. Houston. So he
goes.
goes.
You know who else? You know who's can a player like I can see Aubrey maybe going to a place like San Diego.
The Chargers, yeah.
You know.
That's what I say with Isaiah Lamb, but like Aubrey is. Do you develop Aubrey? Yeah, you can kind of develop him, but
Aubrey's a middle linebacker.
Is he a plug and is he a plug and play player?
He's a middle linebacker. You know.
Possibly. So other than that, I said my piece earlier when I started the show tonight. So I ain't gonna go back into it. But man, I thank y'all. See, look, hey, we back, the whole crew back together again.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, baby?
Yeah.
We back together again. Yeah. It's been a minute. Sean ain't brought his happy ass up here in a long time.
Because I just been listening to y'all, bro.
I know you been listening to, but shoot, hey, we got to get that analysis for the fall. We got big things coming up for the fall. When football season start, I'm trying to get my black ass up to Birmingham for the, Swag Media Day, because I'm trying to, get, blow up out there. And maybe if I could go to BAC Media Day, I don't know. I wouldn't mind going up to Virginia. You know what I'm saying? But whatever Blue go, hey, Blue, you got me. Just let me know. But as always, man, I thank you, Brian, for joining. I know you be busy because you at work and everything.
Yeah.
So.
It's been crazy, man. It's good. It's good kind of crazy because I was off like for a couple of months with my knees, but everything is grace of God. I've been going to a natural path, and where, you know what I mean, and that's been really working for me. I've been training, been on my treadmill every morning. I get on the treadmill, you know what I mean? And so I've been just cleaning up my system and feeling great. I actually feel really, really good.
That's good.
You know.
What you got going on, Sean? You still got them bullies?
Yeah, I got Frenches and bullies. I just been focused on that, man, and minding my business. Real quick, just to answer the question in the chat about DNVR's channel. If you don't know anything about DNVR's channel, they report on everything Colorado sports. I'm gonna say that again: everything Colorado sports. Yeah. So it's not just that's colleges and professional. So
NHL,
they constantly
NFL,
have stuff
NBL,
going on.
NBA, everything.
Oh man,
no, but I actually did watch his show, but he was a good dude, man. Hey Jake, you gonna have to come in. We gonna have a little sit down on the show next time, bro. I got you. Just hit me up on email, and we can go from there. And like I said,
yeah, I'm about to have another litter, so I have another litter dropping Monday, so trying to get ready for that. And then we got some breedings with our bullies that we're getting ready to do in the next few weeks. So it's a really busy time when the girls come in heat. But nah, man, y'all see that Boston gave up the game instead of getting the gentleman sweep.
They lost? Boston lost?
Yeah, they lost.
Yeah. Trey Young 38-13. So
And Phoenix is trying to close out, but it's it's still early for that game.
You know, if we really look at this, guys, just talk a little quick basketball, and they always talk about Luka Doncic, you know what I mean, in Dallas. Obviously, you living in Dallas.
Jason Kidd is the problem.
No, but
I'm gonna tell you just like that. Point blank. Jason Kidd. He has terrible. He has terrible out of timeout plays, adjustments. He has terrible lineups. When you starting Dwight Powell, who was a glorified bench player, over JaVale McGee, who got 2 rings, who's not said young, but who's not old either. And we signed Christian Wood as a 4 4/5 stretch 4/5, and you're not playing them. Yeah, you need your job to be taken away. All access to the building needs to be off from you, bro. Like, for real. It ain't Kyrie's fault. It ain't Luka's fault on some things. But I'd say it just like this: Luka got to stop bitching about a whole bunch of stuff. Kyrie just needs to be healthy. And second, with him, will he resign with us? That's the question. You know what I'm saying?
But the thing is, Trae Young is always say, "Oh, Dallas got the." But Trae Young has had a just as good playoff career as Luka. If you look at it,
true. But yeah, it still falls under Jason Kidd though. It's a lot. I'm gonna tell you just like this. It's a lot of people here in Dallas.
Lock the building. Don't let him come in.
That's what I said. Like, he should have never. In a sense, they should have never. He should have never fired Rick Carlisle.
So, do you think signing Kyrie was the right move?
What, trading for him?
Yeah, because
I think didn't they re-sign him?
We ain't re-signed him yet.
No, he's going to free agency.
He's a free agent right now. We only traded for him. Yeah. Was it a good move?
No.
To get him for what we gave up? I say a little bit of yeah, a little bit of no. Because I'm gonna say it just like this: we should have never gave up Dinwiddie. Dinwiddie was your he could play point and 2 guard. Okay.
Now the problem with Dallas was letting Brunson go. That was the problem.
You let Jalen Brunson go.
That's a problem
because he's the second player. He was the second best player on the team. Yeah. Now Dinwiddie, I would have let him. I would have kept him, or I kind of probably let him go. Dorian Finney-Smith, Dodo, I would have kept him because he's playing perimeter defense. He was our best perimeter defender. So I would not even let him go. It was just like how with Porzingis. Like, we let Porzingis go to Washington. That's how we ended up with Dinwiddie.
Yeah.
That's how we ended up with I forgot who else on that team. But we ended up with Dinwiddie when we let Porzingis we traded Porzingis to the Wizards.
But the problem, but you know what? If you're, I don't know why they gave up Porzingis, but then again, you know what? We have to look at Doncic. He doesn't seem like he doesn't play well with others.
Nah,
you know what I mean? He's too ball dominant.
I think that's the reason why we got Kyrie, to get the ball out of Luka's hand. Like, let him run the offense. Let him run the offense through him, and that way you can come out screens and stuff like that. Like, you don't have, in a sense, you don't have to have the ball in your hand all the time. That's the reason why certain players, certain teams, like LeBron with the Lakers. LeBron has to have the ball in his hand the whole time in order for the team to actually gel and get the work in. Like, teams that have an actual true point guard, like Steph Curry, like a Trae Young,
more Chris Paul.
More Chris Paul. they don't have. They could let the offense run through them. They don't have to go out there and score 25. Well, Chris Paul don't have to go out there and score 25, 30 points. Chris Paul could be good with 16 and have like 15 assists.
Yeah.
But that's another subject for that's another show for another subject for another day, y'all.
Got to get hoop on that one.
Oh yeah. But I thank y'all for coming on, man.
Thank you,
I'm about
brother.
to shut this thing down. I'm gonna eat my dinner tonight. So
all right, Doc. I'll catch y'all later. Man.
All right,
peace.
son. Peace out.
All right, y'all take care.
Doc, you take care of yourself and keep grinding, brother. Love
all
you,
right,
man.
thank you. Love
Take
you too,
care,
man.
Okay.
Hey, look, we had a good time. It don't matter if we talk about HBCUs, don't matter if we talk about that school up in Siberia, America. It don't even matter if we talking about other schools. You know what I'm saying? As long as we keep this topic flowing and it's in good, in good gesture, it's all good with me. But the main thing is still gonna be the main thing. We always gonna talk about them HBCUs regardless. We always gonna talk about the HBCU regardless. So, to me, um, we're I'm gonna say it just like this for all Jackson State people, for everybody that's Jackson State HBCUs, we are not all hateful towards that school. We do not hate Colorado. We just don't like Deion Sanders at this point. And that's all I got to say. We just don't like him because of what he has done to disparage our institution and the institutions that make up historically black colleges and universities. So that's the reason why we have a disdain for Deion Sanders. I don't care too much about Coach. I don't care too much about Colorado, other than that weed is legal up there and some other things. But I I have no place to. I don't have no dog in that fight. I mean, with Colorado, I don't care about Colorado. You know what I'm saying? The only thing that he elevated was nothing. He didn't really elevate nothing. He begged and pleaded to get to the front of the to the front seat, and got in front from other coaches that have a little bit more better pedigree than what he has as far as coaching wise. Playing wise, playing wise, he he's a man of he is another a man amongst boys playing wise. So bye, mama. My mama was in the chat. My mama was in the chat, y'all. She been listening the whole time. Bye, mama. But other than that, um, other than that, just he worried about. Look, we worried about Jackson State. He worried about black and gold. We ain't talking about A5 either. And just don't put our name in nothing anymore. Worry about your own stuff. You got stuff to figure out. We good over here. We good over on 1400 J.R. Lynch Street. Just letting everybody know. We good with what we got. We good with our head coach T.C. Taylor. We good with our AD Ashley Robinson. We are good with what we got. You just worry about what you need to do over there. We gon' in fact, we gon' 3-peat in the SWAC. I don't care what anybody say. I don't care what anybody say. We gon' 3-peat in the SWAC. Mr. Hardy, that is the best thing that you had said tonight. That was said tonight. We gonna be all right. That's it. We gonna be all right. There's over 100 people in the chat. Make sure that you like this stream, comment, share, most of all subscribe. Make sure that you become an exclusive member of the channel. We have 2 tiers: OverDrive Purple, OverDrive Blue. Also, if you want to donate to the Cash App, the Cash App is, let me get that banner for. You can Cash App to HBCU OverDrive. And if you want to hit me with some ideas for the show, or if you just want to say, hey, I love what you're doing on the show, email me. Email me at hbcuoverdrive@gmail.com. I read it. You know what I'm saying? I love reading it. I love reading all y'all emails. I love reading all y'all comments. When it's respectful. I just love everything about doing this show and bringing y'all good content all day, every day. So if you want to bless the Cash App, like I said, this does not go in my pocket. This goes straight to the channel. This goes straight back into the channel. And for those who think that I'm playing y'all, don't let them say that, because I ain't trying to play nobody. It goes back into the channel. So we got some bills to pay on this channel. Got to try to get some good equipment, better equipment for the channel, and you know what I'm saying, we just moving on up from there. But as always, man, this has been HBCU Tonight in correlation with HBCU Overdrive with Doc Holliday. I am your host, Doc Holliday. We will be back on this thing on Thursday. That is the first night of the NFL draft. We're going to talk more about the draft and more players coming in. That's going to come in and sign with all the teams as far as college goes. So y'all be ready for an action-packed Thursday night. All right. And we'll go live at 6:00 again Thursday night. So I will be sending everybody a notification on that. So y'all check out y'all notification and make sure that when I send a notification out, share it with us other folks. Let's get this platform jumping. We want to try to get this. We got to get up to, we're working on 2,000 subscribers right now. We're at 1,633. We want to get to 2,000. Want to get to 2,000 by this summer, y'all. And I know we can do it. All right. But anyway, last commercial break, and then we out of here. HBCU OverDrive is proudly sponsored by WeWorkForEverything.org. At WeWorkForEverything.org, this is for those who are trying to build for a dream. With their latest hoodies, t-shirts, long sleeve shirts, and accessories and more, you can have it all here at a reasonable price. Black owned and operated out of the great state of New York. Like I said, get suited and booted. Check it out at WeWorkForEverything.org. Peace. All right, man. I thank everybody tonight. I'm your boy, Doc Holliday. This has been another HBCU OverDrive live stream. If you haven't done it by now, make sure that you like, comment, share, and most of all, subscribe. Hit that notification bell to get everything HBCU OverDrive. We'll be back on here Thursday night, 6:00. I'll make sure I won't be late. But we'll be on here Thursday night at 6:00. All right? As always, y'all be blessed, y'all stay safe, and y'all stay dangerous. Out this thing. Peace.